Hi, greetings. Welcome to the channel. I'm the only one here, so if you come and you're new here, my name is Dan. This is Maker My Nexus. I do this thing I call the 3D printing rehab project. I take old printers, I rebuild them, and then we give them away to people in the community that are less fortunate, that want to get into 3D printing and maybe cannot afford to do so. Polymaker and Microswiss have come on board as sponsors. Polymaker provides filament. You can see a nice stack of it back there. Microswiss provides hot ends that we put on whatever devices we need hot ends for, that they provide hot ends for. So thank you to them as both. And also I see Brian Farmer. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. It was nice to see you over on Polymaker stream. I was sitting out here watching that and was like, I'm going to update the firmware on this. And they were getting ready to end, so I figured I might as well go live. And now my daughter walked in. So leave it to my kid to come out here for whatever reason. I don't know.
I need stronger glue.
I don't have stronger glue.
I
don't have stronger
this
glue.
type of glue.
That's not stronger glue.
This
That's glue
brand
stick.
of glue, though.
That's glue stick.
Okay, can I have the big one, too?
What big one? Well, why don't you just take one and leave me one?
Well, I super glued my finger.
Well, that's on you.
Because the super glue didn't work.
Well, this is starting to turn like light colored, so it's probably not going to be the greatest, but here, take it.
I need both of them.
Take it.
Do you have liquid glue?
No, I do not. That you're going to have to go talk to your little sister about and see if she's got some in her book bag. Now is the echoing. What echoing? I'm confused. What echoing are you hearing? I don't have desktop audio going, so I shouldn't be able to hear that. Or is it just me repeating my daughter? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's another one.
Another one what?
Is that one more full?
Another one what? I don't know. Why are you taking so many? You act like you're going to need so much. You're not. One will be enough. Trust me, one will be enough.
Won't.
Oh, yes, it will.
Oh, no, we won't.
You open two windows? Ah, okay. Okay, love you. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm going to see if there's a firmware update for the SR compared to what's on here. Let's see if we can figure out what firmware is on here. Let's go back. Go to info. Current version is 2.0.8. UI version is v1.4. We'll leave that screen up at the moment, and then we'll go look. Yeah, I don't expect too many people to show up. I did just say I wasn't going to stream tonight, and then here I am streaming. So, you know. Updating motherboard firmware. Okay, so let's go to the right screen. Updating motherboard firmware. Let's see. Of course, they say you need to open your browser and go to the official web link. And then it supports FAQs and then firmware 1.4, which is what I have on this. So I guess there's really not going to be. I mean, we'll follow and see if maybe the wiki is a little out of date. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and just check to see. And then, of course, they do have the screen update, too, with the DWIN pack and how to disassemble that and do that as well. All right, well, let's just go check the firmware first and see if we need to do this. We may not have to. So go there. And then it said go to support and FAQs, and then SR support. And yeah, version 1.4. That is currently what's on it, so we do not need to update it. Okay, well, we are currently rocking the most up-to-date version of the firmware. I do like the idea that Thorpe said last night when we were putting this thing together. 3D Medic Vince, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. 3D Medic Vince, yeah, I hope you're doing very well, good sir. But for those who weren't in the stream last night, Thorpe had mentioned something about taking the V400, which isn't even an option anymore. They still have the Super Racer, the T1U, the T1 Pro, the S1, and the S1 Pro. So let's go to accessories real quick here, and let's just look, once it loads, there we go, the V400 effector. So Thorpe said that he took a V400 effector and put it on his Super Racer, and he said it runs quite a bit nicer, and with it being direct drive, that takes out the need for the motor hanging on the side. And with it being balanced out the way it is, it works the best. The only problem is the Smart Effector is out of, they don't have any on the store. So I'd probably have to third party try and find the V400 Smart Effector with the lights and all that. He did say that the LEDs are only a 3.3 volt. So we would have to look into getting a 3.3 or a buck converter and turning that down to 3.3 volts. So yeah. But since there's really not much we have to do to the FL Sun, or to Delta Zach, as Zach named it, yeah. I don't know. I have a vase on there. I just need to get some filament in it. I didn't have much filament left. The one roll of filament that I was going to print is some green gate, but it needs to be dried. I tried printing with it. It did not turn out very well. It needs to be dried. And I am actually getting very low on like PLA. I have a bunch of like partial spools of blacks. I have like 3 here, and another one up there makes 4 partial spools. We got some old printed solid, some old Jesse here. I do have this green. Let's try this. This giant arm. We have this giant arm, this like silky green. Let's try this, because I haven't really printed much with it. I ordered it, I got it, I just haven't done much with it. So let's try this and see how this does. I already sliced the file. It's already on the SD card. So all I got to do is load this thing real quick. Get that in there. Push it through. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to Tools. And we want to go to Change. Set the temp, 220. Click OK. Get it changing. While we're at it, let's get this pushed down. Okay. Got the filament pushed all the way up. So let's see what happens. So it's 3D Medic Vince tonight. How you doing, Vince? Hope you're doing well, good sir. Tomorrow is Friday. The school that I work at is having a Teacher Institute Day. So we have no students in session, but all the staff will be there. So we'll have all kinds of fun staff things going on. There'll be myself and many staff members running around the building. I'll be working on miscellaneous projects because I don't have to, I don't actually have to do meetings and stuff like our teaching staff do. So clip time, not yet, Low Sync, not yet. Not yet. It's not to say that we're not going to, because we will. But I did say the next project we're going to work on is going to be the Pandora's box. So that'll be the next project. But I want to throw a file at this thing, but I got to get it heating up first, which we're over 200 now. So let's see if we can get that to push in and change out to the green color. There it goes. Yep. All right. Stop. And we'll let the weight of that kind of pull the ooze out of it a little bit there. And then we will, SPC 3D, what's going on? Not Interceptor 01. What's going on, not Interceptor 01? Hope you're doing well. First project should print your logo on the bottom plate. Yeah, that way it kind of like burns it into it. Yeah. Now, I already printed a Dapper Dan duck, you know, the file from Built Over Bot. There we go. But we're going to print a vase because my daughter wanted a vase, and I know once my wife sees it, she'll want one too. And I know she likes green, and this is a silk green, so this will work out in my favor, I think. Let's go to print. Next page. There we go. All right. Well, we'll let this thing start. We'll let it print. We'll see how it does. Not good, but you're getting there. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, fingers crossed things work out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the severity of it, but I do hope that things do get better. Right now, like I said, we're going to get this thing printing. We've already got that guy going there. Get it out of the Italian stallion mode. No bottom plate for the Pandora. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, get that one out of there, and yeah, get the Maker My Nexus logo in the bottom. Yeah, we should. I'll have to see what I got and see if I don't have any multicolor machines. Otherwise, it'd be nice, you know. It'd be nice if I had a multicolor machine that I could do the white, black, and green that my logo is. That'd be nice. I keep forgetting I should have resliced it because that's got the build plate at 45, which it holds, but I like 60 better. I just feel better at 60. I don't know. But yeah, it's a, like I said, it's an awesome little printer. He's got all the parts printed in red and white, and then there's a little bit of green accents in there, and then I printed the mount for the ant tool head. I printed that in green ASA because that's what I had. So ooh, well, I wish you luck there. I don't know what happened. Not digging, not prying. I understand. You know, you do what you got to do, though, man. Do what you got to do. I hope everything works out for you. I'm just making sure this first layer actually goes down somewhat decent. This silk stuff prints pretty fat on that first layer there. Let's just hope it sticks as it goes down this time. All right. So far, so good. All right. Well, we'll let it ride out and cross our fingers everything sticks and stays. You know what I'm saying? Writing a book as well. Nice. Yeah, I mean, find what works for you and do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that works, do it. Let's see. Yep, that first layer is looking a bit better. So we'll let it ride. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this thing turns out. It's like a 4-hour print, so we'll let it go. It's a vase mode print. It's the same vase I printed for my daughter the other day, and then the dog broke it, so I reprinted it, and now she wants another one for her teacher. She's making her teacher a gift for tomorrow, so yeah. So she's working on that. Trying to start a business now. Yeah, in the 3D printing space and modeling and stuff, I had thought about getting into doing that, and I'm no good at modeling my own works, so yeah, I didn't get very far. So I just do this. I just, you know, stream on YouTube, and you know, I do this mostly just as my way of kind of venting out and releasing pent up stress and whatnot. Just hang out on the internet, talk to everybody, and go. Are we live again? Yes, we are live again. Nice. Good night. Stick to hand modeling. Hobby Main, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Da Vinci, I hope you are doing well. Yeah, guys, like I said, I wasn't planning on streaming earlier when I responded to JC's JC's comment. I wasn't planning on streaming, and then after I got home and got a bunch of stuff done and there wasn't much going on, my daughter wanted to come out here and pick a color filament, and I was like, well, I'm gonna watch the printers for a little while and make sure everything, or the printer, make sure everything goes good. And then I ran the old Flying Bear box that was sitting behind me. It is no longer here, but the Flying Bear box, my wife wanted me to cut a hole in it and stick it in the house for the cats to play in. So I cut a hole in it, brought it in the house. The cats are currently enjoying it. Then I said, hey, I'm going to go back out and watch the printers. What do you think? Should I stream for a little while? And she's like, yeah, go stream. I was like, okay. So I'm going to stream for a little bit. I don't know how long. It might be the usual 2+ hours. It might be, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes. Who knows? We'll just hang out until whatever happens, happens. Right now, like I said, that's printing, and it is updated to the latest firmware. According to their website, it's v1.4, and when I checked in here, it says v1.4, so that's updated. The only thing we can do now is clipperize it, and we're not doing that right now because the next project is going to be getting this guy up on the bench and start playing around with this and seeing what's there and what needs to be there. That way we can see what we have to do, what we don't have to do, what we want to do, and what we don't want to do. I do have to kind of dig around through some stuff, figure out where certain pieces are, because we are going to need to install the standoff so we can put the CAN bus board on the back of that thing. AI is a good thing for modeling. Yeah, I can imagine. So JPP, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Shane, how you doing, bud? doing a part 2. If I would have been thinking, I would have grabbed the keyboard mouse. We could have did that tonight. We could have played around and see if maybe there is something going on there and you got to go back to an older version of the Raspbian OS to make it work. I don't know. I just don't have a keyboard and mouse. And if I unplug the keyboard and mouse from this computer to use it on that computer, I don't have it on this computer to move and do things I need to do. So I'm going to need to, well, that first layer is lifting a little bit in one spot. There's a way to fix that. Glass beds, get this. Oh, there's something I didn't do to this printer yet, guys. There's something I didn't do yet. We got to put a MakerMy Nexus sticker on it. I'm going to put the MakerMy Nexus sticker, if it'll fit, right there. Look at that. Got to put a MakerMy Nexus sticker on all my printers, because if they ever leave me, then people know where they came from. There we go. All right. MakerMy Nexus sticker. Ta-da! There we go. And then one day if I get a Zachary 3D print sticker, we'll put one of them on there too. You don't have 2 full boxes of USB keyboards? No, I don't, Shane. I don't have them. JC, what's going on? I was just talking about how I told you earlier that I wasn't going to stream, and then here I am streaming. So, by the way, everybody, there's 14 of you here watching. Besides, JC makes 13. Of the 13 of you, if you have not, please go follow JC on, give JC a sub here on YouTube. JC's goal is to get to 100, but wants to get to 50 so he can go live. JC is only a 13-year-old. He is very into 3D printing. He's made a couple of little like unboxing videos and some little showing off. He did some Tinkercad, or was showing off Tinkercad, and was doing some drawer organizers and stuff. So please go consider following him, help him out, help him grow the channel. Let's see if we can get this guy up to the 50 that he's looking for, maybe the 100 in total. Let's see here, https://www.youtube.com/@jcprints. There we go. Please go give him a sub. Let's help him get to at least 50. Let's post that, and then let's pin that. There we go. It's now pinned, so now I don't have to keep typing that. JC, look at that. Trying to help you out, man. Hopefully people will go and sub to the channel for you. Get your numbers pumped up there. I'm gonna go look at the channel real quick. You're up to 19, man, so that's not bad. We're getting you there. We're getting you there. So let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can help this guy get himself up to that 15. Oh, 20. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Yeah, he was in his handful of videos over the last 3 weeks. He's got a little Ender 3 time lapse that he did. Another one on the first there that shows off. And another thing I give JC credit for, JC's got some older printers and he's kicking butt with them, doing prints and keeping them going. So kudos for that one, little man. Yeah, that first layer looks like shit. That second layer is going down looking a little better. So there we go. So we'll just let it ride. You won't see the bottom. It'll be fine. And, you know, we'll play around with it. When we get clipper on it, we'll be able to do a little bit better fine tuning on the Z height or the Z offset. There you go, JC. Your numbers are slowly climbing. And hopefully as people pop in, they'll see the pinned comment and they will, they'll all give you a sub. It looks like I see 20 now. So there you go. You're probably up to 21. It's just YouTube takes forever when you reload the page for it to show up. Bob Carnes, how you doing? Good, sir. Hope you're doing well. What kind of sub? Turkey, ham, or roast beef? I don't know, JC. What are you looking for? What's your favorite? It's good to see you, Bob. Hope you're doing well. Hope the missus is doing well. Periodically, I lurk on her coloring streams when she does those a few nights a week. Yep. That reminds me. Okay, Debian with Clipper is their default port for Moonraker. Oh, it's a default port for Moonraker for mainsail. It uses the default stuff. Good question. I don't remember off the top of my head. I just use the Clipper install and upgrade helper and just install everything, and it's always just worked. I've never had to play around with the ports for anything. If you are setting something up and you do port 80, it usually works. I know when I use the I think what is it? It looks like 7125 is what it's telling me here on the K-Touch. It's telling me that port 7125. So there's your I believe that's your mainsail, or not mainsail, that's your Moonraker, I believe. Yeah, no, if that's the case, it's 4408, 4409. So try 4408 for the port number, or 4409. It must mean that something during the install did not default the port 80 over. So it's usually 4408 or 4409. Try one of those two. Because I think if I go to Hulk, let's see here, Hulk.local / colon 4409. Maybe that'll work. Nope, didn't work at 4409. Let's see if 4408 works. Hmm, 4408 did something and then it didn't work for me. I think it's 4408 and 4409 are I think the default ports. So if you don't have it forwarding to that, let me try the IP address. Let me try it by IP address with the number after it. Copy IP, click up here, Control V, colon 4408, enter. Nope, that didn't work. Try 4409. I could be wrong. Main sale default port number 8881. Yeah, that's the default if it doesn't see something already there. 7125. 8080 is for the camera, I believe. Might get a Wi-Fi resin printer or a laser engraver depending on how much money you get. Nice. Set up a camera on your resin printer. Have you looked at the, what was it? It was Uncle Jesse and Andrew Sink did a cable, the resin lapse cable. If you're using like a bigger DSLR camera, you might want to look into the resin lapse cable. That uses a light sensor that you put in the in by the set it down where the UV light would come on to cure the resin, and then when it flashes that on, it takes a still, or yeah, it'll basically takes a still, and then you can just splice all those stills together into a time lapse. So there is that one. I think you can actually set the camera up to do a time lapse and have it every time you press the button, it does it. I believe I could be wrong with what I'm saying, so do not hold me to that. This stuff is printing like hot garbage on here, but that's okay. We're gonna let it ride out. We'll see what happens once it gets into the outer wall as it goes around, because it's going to be doing that in face mode. So let's try the 7125. Let's see what that does. That brings up Moonraker directly. Okay, so that just brings up the Moonraker web details. So that doesn't bring up anything more. So I think since mine is set up to do port 80, it automatically got rid of a default port. I think when I use the Clipper install and upgrade helper, I think it does say something about if you install both mainsail and mainsail and fluid, that it'll install one on the default port. Whichever one you install first installs on the default port, and then the next one installs on, I believe it was 4408. So I'm not exactly certain, JPP. Typically, let's see. Who would like to see Clipper on the Prusa Mark III S Plus? Who would like to see Clipper on that? You've SSH'd into it? Yeah, you can SSH into it because SSH uses port 2020. That's the default SSH port. Could set up a Discord bot so that when I'm doing that, let's see what it says. Yeah. You're taking off? All righty. Oh, yeah, sleep. It's nearly 2 a.m. there. All right. Well, not Interceptor 01. Have a good evening. Get some sleep. You want to see Marlin on the Rook? I mean, there is a variant of Marlin out there for the Rook, so it's not, it wouldn't be too difficult to at least start there, you know? Oh, man, guys, I am tired. I should have just said the heck with it, took a shower, went to bed. I showered this morning. I feel pretty good after a nice morning shower, but I still like my showers at bedtime. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys, bedtime or you like to go to bed clean, or do you like to wake up, shower, and get everything flowing that way? Which way is it? I'm just curious. Keep on 3D printing. Oh, yes. Is my microphone red? It is. Uh-oh. The mic is red, which means the battery is dying. I have to pay attention to that. I thought that I had this thing plugged in, but I guess I did have it plugged in, but I have the plug that it was in is not plugged in. Wonderful. The cable it was plugged into is not plugged in. Let's see if this will work. I wonder if I can still use it while it's sitting on the dock. I wonder if it can. I wonder if it'll stay on while it's charging. Let's see something. Let me pop the mic off here real quick. Fix 'em, dude! And D Frizzell, what's going on, guys? Good to see you. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this thing to charge while it's on the dock. Well, it flashed green and then went off. It flashes green and then it goes to red. So I wonder if it's too much voltage. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know how well you guys can even hear me with this thing not so close to my face, but it looks like it's still good. Let me see here. Yep, no, with it on, it's going to stay red. So it's not going to work no matter what I plug it into. However, I'm going to leave it plugged into this one because this is a faster charger. And we'll hope that it stays alive long enough. Probably sounds a little off now, but that's okay. We'll make do. I got it plugged in. It's on the charger. I'm going to turn it in a way that I'll be able to still see it, so I can tell if it just dies and then you guys can't hear me. This charger is so small. I do appreciate it though, like Keela and Jeremy and Hoyty for hooking me up and getting me this DJI, the DJI Mini. It is awesome. All right, we're just going to leave it sit like that so I can still see it. It's laying down, and I'm right here, so we're good. Will likes both. Fix'em Dude says morning showers unless you go through a steam shower at night. Yeah, I can get that. I do find joy in both. There are some nights where I just get clean, slide into bed, and it feels right. And then there are mornings where I just wake up and I hit the shower and everything wakes up. So... but my personal preference is I kind of like nighttime showers, like shower before bed and I'm good to go. But then I wake up in the morning, and since I haven't gotten a haircut in a while, this is usually, let's see, I can't even give you guys a good representation. The hair is wanting to lay down tonight. I don't know why, but normally it is just all over the place. But we need to get a haircut. That's on the agenda for sometime this weekend, hopefully get a haircut. Because... I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that bald spot just, having all that flood zone around it. I have Lego hair. Yeah, it won't move. It just stays. All right. Well, yeah, we're going to let this thing just finish printing. It looks kind of fugly on the bottom. We're going to let it finish. The other one, on the other hand, over on the Prusa is looking real nice. So, hey, Ron, what's going on, good sir? Speaking of which, what? Speaking of the this poor guy right here, and then Ron shows up. But hey, Aaron, the Pandora's box is the next printer on the list to get up on the bench and get played with. This one showed up yesterday. Mr. Zachary 3D Prints. No, Lego hair, and then Aaron shows up. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. But this one showed up yesterday. Mr. Zachary 3D Prints. There was the messages flying around the Facebook groups that were talking about, FL Sun had a bunch of open boxes, and Zachary had gotten one. He was opening it, playing with it on his stream. And poor Zachary, his came missing parts. He was missing some screws. So on his live stream, he could only get so far, and then he had to stop. He did put out a video later of him going to the hardware store, getting the screws he needed, and then the screws he needed had bigger heads than the holes would allow, so he had to get the drill out and drill out the outer hole here so that he could get the screws through. But after he did that, he got his printer assembled. I got pretty lucky. This one looked like it basically was like an open box that somebody might have just kind of opened it up, let it sit for a while, battered the box real good, and then sent it back. So I couldn't complain, man. I mean, we got it put together last night. We got a successful Dapper Dan duck off of it. So we got a successful Dapper Dan duck off of it. First thing we did, we didn't even we didn't even use the default file. And then after that, yeah, we named it Delta Zach because, like I said, if you ever send me a printer, you get to name it. If you don't want to name it, then I usually name it after the person who sent it to me. So he called it Delta Zach, so it is Delta Zach. We put a little name tag on it. And then, of course, tonight I just put my sticker on there because kind of got to put my sticker on everything. But no, we we've decided Pandora's box is next on there. And by we, I mean me, myself, and I. But the Pandora's box, we're going to get this thing up here. It has CAN bus that we need to get set up. I've never played with CAN bus, so we're going to learn CAN bus. And by we, I mean me, and you guys in chat are going to tell me I'm an idiot about 99 times. Yes. Got it working was on port 81, by the way. Okay. CAN bus is not that bad. Yeah, and we'll find out, Ron. I've never played around with CAN bus, so we're going to learn. I did do the Nighthawk, which is the USB, like a USB type thing over here, which is kind of like USB CAN instead of CAN. But yeah, we did that. David Randolph, holy shit, how are you, good sir? I miss you, man. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. I really do. I'm glad to see that things are going well with Printed Solid. It is awesome. I still pimp you out. I still tell everybody to check you out. I still do. I love you, man. I hope that I do have a silly question. I keep telling people periodically from time to time to check out the or to see if my code still works. I don't know. I figure just asking. If it does not, that's fine. I completely understand. There's been a bit of a gap in time, so I understand completely. Things have happened since then too. Some hands have some positions have changed a little bit. So I completely get it. You know. You work with, or wait, I work with this guy named Shane, and he gets on. Well, I'm sorry that he does that, good sir. Not this Shane. No, not that Shane. That's a different Shane. Everybody loves this Shane. He's the otter. Everybody loves the otter. I want an otter. My wife told me I can't have an otter, guys. Illinois won't allow me to have otters, so I can't have an otter. However, there is a loophole in there. I just don't know if I could honor the loophole in order to do it. In Illinois, if you get a, I don't remember the exact terminology, but another tripod printer. Yes, tripod. It's good to see you, sir. This one was sent to me by Mr. Zachary 3D Prints. This is one of the FL Sun open box returns that they were advertising for a while, that they had a bunch of for like 99 bucks. And he had gotten one. He was putting it together, and then I was just chatting in his stream, and he said, hey, get me your info. I want to send you something. I was like, okay, kind of had an idea, but I was like, okay. And then sure enough, after a little bit of confusion, this showed up. So, but back to what I was saying, in Illinois, there's the, I don't know the technical term, but like a fur trader's license, where you can have certain animals, you can house them and have them, but the ultimate goal in the end is that they must be used for their material. I don't know that I can honor that, but I would love an otter, just because something about otters is just adorable. I want one. However, in Illinois, it's a little easier to get a raccoon. And yes, I know I have cats, I have dogs. Why do I need a raccoon? I don't know. Just something about their like little bandit masks and their mischievous little ways and tiny little hands, and the fact that they just like take everything. It's like having another child, you know? That's what my children do. But anyway, guys, no, I'm sorry. Kind of went off on a tangent there. But here, for those who haven't seen it, I made a barter with a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace, and I acquired this little fella. This is the Pandora's box, and this has CAN bus just kind of hanging back here. But we've got some work to do on it. This is going to be the next project. We're going to get the Pandora's box kind of finished up and get it working, you know, hopefully. And Pandora's box is basically the 2.4, the Trident, and the V0 all slammed into one, because you have the belts here, but the gantry is fixed. So you have belts on the Z instead of lead screws. You have 3 instead of 4. So you got one in the back and one on each side. So it'll do the little, the little bed dance. And then it's V0 size. So I think it's a nifty little printer. And like I said, when I saw it on Marketplace, I was like, hey, sir, I see that you have this on Marketplace, and I have this. Would you be interested? And he was like, he didn't respond to me. Actually, that was the funny part. He didn't respond to me. Then what ended up happening was another friend of mine who lives in Southern Illinois saw on Facebook group that someone was looking to just give away a bunch of printer parts, like just random printer stuff that he had. And I reached out to him and told him that, I do the 3D printing rehab project and or 3D printer rehab project. I always say printing, but it's not printing, it's printer. Because we're rehabbing old 3D printers now. So I told him I've been rebuilding all these old printers and just giving them away to people who are less fortunate, maybe don't have the money but want to get into 3D printing. Mr. Randolph, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say next, so please do not hold this against me and do not get mad at me. But at Murph, I talked to Nicor, aka Joel, who was just getting in better cahoots with Polymaker, and he had mentioned that maybe they would like to sponsor Filament. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, please. But they sponsor the Filament, and then Micro Swiss sends me hot ends and parts for the printers. Mr. Randolph, I love you. There's never a reason to not love Printed Solid and the Jessie filaments. Yes. Speaking of, there's still some Jessie. There's still some Jessie up here. And then there's some... I do love ASA nowadays. So I hope that maybe one day the Jessie line will have some ASA in it. Maybe one day. However, I gotta say, my one of the teachers at the school that I work at, he got some of the new Elixir. Yeah, he got the which one was it? It was the, oh dang it, I don't even remember now. I don't remember which one it was. I'm sorry, but I know I told him. I said, dude, these things are awesome, and I showed him the video. Who put out the video? Who was that? Forget who put out the video where like he was showing how nice and flexy it is. I wish I had the money so I could get back on the subscription box, because I remember enjoying the subscription box for like the Dave, you can go back and look. I don't even remember how long I was in there in the beginning. Grant's video, was it Grant's video? I don't think it was on X. I think somebody on X had posted the video showing it. They were like squeezing it and showing just how flexible it is as a being a silk filament and having that kind of flexibility, which was pretty awesome, because this stuff is just a roll giant arm. It's just some random roll that I bought off Amazon because Mrs. likes green. So if all the green filaments show up at my house, it'll make my wife really happy. My wife loves green. So if I have like every hue, shade, whatever you want to call it, of green, my wife would probably be the happiest woman in the world. She likes green. I like green too, but I like black and green. That's my color combo, blacks and greens. But we did the Hulk in purple and green, and that's ASA, that's Ambrosia, and the other company. I won't say it right now. But no, Mr. Randolph, I'm glad you are here, good sir. I truly do miss you, man. It was always fun having you back in the day when we would stream. Like I said, I don't exactly know why we got disconnected, but I'm glad you are here. It is always fun to have you around, good sir. I love telling the story about... Okay, I'm going to do something. I'm going to tell a story. I know, right? Holy shit, Dan, tell a story? No way. But I met Mr. Randolph way before 3D printing. Not met him, but I was introduced to who Mr. Randolph was way before 3D printing. We can go back to the cable television days. I know that's hard to believe for some of you young kids that there was this thing called cable TV, but he worked for a cable TV station. He worked with a couple of people. Those people left the cable TV station and started a internet television company. Was called Revision 3. So you probably know or have heard of those people. So I kind of followed him from the TV into the Revision 3 and then on. And Mr. Randolph at one point, and I think you still have it, but I think someone else has, or people since have also gotten this, but he had a Guinness Book of World Record, guys. He still has. I hope you still have that. That's something I would post a picture, like nostalgia. If you still have the record, like if you still have it, post it. You missed Techzilla. Yeah, Techzilla was a good one. Yeah. Screensavers, yeah. And then you had let's see, you had Kevin and Alex. Those guys are kind of making a comeback. They were posting a couple videos, and then I haven't seen too much lately after that. So Kevin and Alex had their show. And now I'm drawing a blank. Now that I'm thinking about it, my brain went blank. But no. So I if you're still here, Mr. Randolph, and you still have your Guinness Book of World Record award. I don't know, did they let you have that? I guess real quick, guys, here's the way it works. If you have never heard the story, if you do not know, when Mr. Randolph worked for the television station, he built the world's largest functioning NES controller at the time, and Guinness came and they certified it, and there was a Guinness record given to Mr. Randolph. Yes, it's still on your wall. Nice. Mr. Randolph, can I ask you a question, good sir? If I can make it out to 3D Printopia this year, because for many years I've talked about wanting to get out there. For a few years I had plans to get out there, but financially it never seems to work out. But if I can get out to 3D Printopia, can I come take a wander around the printed solids? Just kind of wander around and just kind of see what you do on the day in and day out. I don't want to stick a camera in your face. I don't want to ask you a million questions. I just want to see you kind of check it out, you know? I mean, if I can stick a camera in your face, maybe take a little tour, record some stuff, and then maybe cut up a little video to put on here. I know many people have already taken the tour, and there's a lot of videos out there. So just maybe one for me to say I was there, you know. But yeah, guys, let me take a look. I got this in the way. Yeah. What do you guys think? We're at 49 minutes. I said I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't know how long I was going to stream tonight. I didn't know. It was just more or less a, I'm out here, so let's fire up the camera kind of a thing. I know lately I've been saying, I tell you guys, I'm trying to give you 2 hours, and it's mostly just me, as I tell everybody, a jackass with a webcam and a microphone, just hanging out in his garage, working on 3D printing and chatting. And that's really all it's ever been. In 2020, in the age of 19, 2020, 2021, in that era of year or years, I did do the community hangout streams, but then a lot of people started doing them. I need to take the microphone and put it back on. Give me a second. It's green again, so we're gonna put the microphone back on. There we go. Now I can move a little more freely about the cabin. But I did the community hangout streams, but everybody started doing them, and it got to be a very unhealthy thing for me. I was streaming way too much. In most cases, it was probably 4 to 8 hours a day, which is not healthy. 4 to 8 hours a day spent streaming, hanging out with friends, ignoring my wife and kids. It was a bad thing to do. Lessons were learned, hardships were had. The wife and I are still going strong after all this time. During the 2020 thing, I almost lost the missus. we got pretty lucky. She is still here. She still loves me. And of course, I'm always going to love her. She is the took forever to find. So, but yeah, so almost lost the missus in 2020 for a series of reasons. But she is still with me. I'm going to give this a little bit. We'll see if the little Nomi, the Kanomi shows up. It sometimes takes a little while. It's got an M8P with the Linktree tech board on it. Yeah, it was definitely scary. My one daughter is still scarred by it. She's 18 now and doesn't want to leave mom's side. So this trip out to Colorado is a needed trip for her and I. We are going out to Loveland. We will be there for Rocky Mountain. But we're going as just a couple who are taking a vacation. I'm not going. I will be at the event. I will be wandering around. I'm not going to have a table. I'm not going to be there with any companies. I'm just going to be, Dan, Maker My Nexus. If you find me, come say hi. I'll make sure to have stickers in my pocket. I'll hand out some stickers. Nobody ever wants my picture, so I'm safe there. I don't have to worry about people asking for photos. But if anybody does run into me there, come say hi. Like, seriously, come say hi. I am a hugger. I'm not a high fiver. I'm not a fist bumper. I'm not an elbow bumper. A handshake or a hug. I'm good with any of that, though. It doesn't matter. If you come up and you do the handshake, I'm giving you a handshake. If you come out open arms, you're getting a hug. Just how I am. All right. Well, probably going to have to try and figure out how to squeeze a network cable into that thing, because I don't remember if I connected it to the Wi-Fi, and I don't remember what the hell the name is. Let me snoop my network real quick. Do I have it in here? Did I save it? Pandora's box. I did. Can I SSH into it? Nope, I cannot. It did not connect. All right, let's see if we can stick a network cable on it. But yeah, this little Pandora's box is a neat little printer, but it's not as widely known as some of the other ones. But I think it'll be a fun little printer to stick on my desk at work. Oh, there we go. Set this guy down. The spool holder is not the greatest by any means. I should probably create some sort of a dongle. The guy that built this has a bunch of like 90-degree dongles under here for everything. Can I get this in there? Oh, that's a tight fit, guys. That is a tight fit. Goodness. Let's turn this off real quick. All right. We're going to have to make sure the Wi-Fi's are working, because getting in here to tuck this cable or get this cable in here is a pain in the bottom. It is a tight fit. This thing has, like I said, this has an M8P in here, so this is like a tight fit. If you really mess up the CAN bus, I suggest you look on CAN bus, the street guide. Okay. I know Shane mentioned something about that earlier, so yeah, I trust Shane. I'm not saying I don't trust you, Will. I'm just saying I trust Shane. Y'all be good, gotta go. All right, JPP, you have fun, brother. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail. Happy 3D printing, all that fun stuff. That's right, I forgot. There's a little flex in this. We can kind of tip the fans out a little bit to pop that in there. There we go. All right, tuck all this back under. It does have the holes for like a bottom plate mount, but with these 2209s, and it does have Like the big red steppers. I don't remember which ones these are. I don't remember if these are 2209s. And I can't tell because I can't read that. My eyes are that bad. These might be bigger steppers. All right. All right, flip this back over, spin it back around, make sure that cable is not somewhere it shouldn't be. We'll pull the CAN bus back up here so it's not just hang dangling all over the place. I mean, it's gonna be hang dangling anyway, but I just want to make sure pins aren't touching metal. You know, my luck. Okay, plug that back in, power that back on. And now, hopefully, it pulls network. Considering that's probably why it didn't work to begin with, because the little Nomi here, Kanomi, if I remember right, is Wi-Fi. The printer, maybe I didn't have it connected to Wi-Fi, which we can fix. The esoterical is good. Got the rail course set up with it. Nice. Yeah, I will look into it. There we go. Printer is unoperable. Please check your printer. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get to it now. Let's look up Pandora's, or is it Pandora box or Pandora's box? Local. No, it's not that way. But let's go look at, it might just be Pandora. Might be what I named it. Let me look here. Pandora's box, load. Yeah, it's just Pandora.local. Okay. So let's see what the web interface is telling us. There it goes. All right, let's bring up the right screen so you guys can kind of see it too. There we go. Internal error during connect, unsupported operand types for /float and non-type. Let's go to machine real quick here. Let's refresh. This does have a cartographer on it, guys. I know that does chap a lot of people's asses to hear the word cartographer and not beacon. It came on the printer. And it looks like they did use Clippian, but I think this one had the, or Clippane, not Clippian, Clippane. What was it? It's not using, it's the other version of Clipper. What's the forked version of Clipper that's pretty popular everybody's using? It might be an older version of that even. So, I mean, it is running Debian 11 and not Debian 12. Calico. Yeah, that's the new name for it. What was that before Calico? Because I know they renamed it as from Danger Clipper. Thank you, Shane. Yeah. That's what it was. Danger Clipper. There's a lot of stuff that needs updates. Let's piss it off and do a bunch of updates all at once. No, let's abort that. Let's not do them all at once. Let's start at the top and work our way down. We'll update the cartographer first. I'm just going to do them one by one because I don't want to piss anything else off super crazy. Good evening, a radioactive RC, or scale RC, sorry. I'm just going to start calling you radio if you don't mind. Can I just call you radio? That's a lot to say. That's a mouthful. Can I just say radio? You would buy, Will, you would buy my cartographer? Well, Raz? Okay, I'll just call you Raz. I know you want RAS, but there's a school that my school works with for some of our kiddos that is, we call it Raz. It's RAS too. So let's call you Raz. No, I'll call you RAS. That's fine. You would buy the cartographer though, huh, Will? Well, if I decided not to use it, but right now with it having the, you know, like I said, it really, for as small as it is, having any kind of a probe on this thing is just silly, but I get it because you do have your triple Z. So it is nice to have something to level that all on. So I get it, you know. It's been hard to get anything here in Canada. Ah, yeah, that's right. Well, I keep forgetting you are north of the border right now. So I do understand. I do understand. If the time comes and say a beacon, I get a chance to play around with the beacon, I'll send you the cartographer. All right. So just know if I get a beacon, I'll send you the cartographer. So there's your I already said it. It's on the internet now. It's permanent. It's forever. So if I get a beacon for this thing, let me say this properly. If I get a beacon for the Pandora's box, I will send you the cartographer. But yeah, we'll get all these updates done real quick just to make sure everything is up to date. And then I guess we'll just kind of play around with this a little bit. You guys cool with us just playing around with the Pandora's box and just kind of seeing, where we're at and where we should probably start and kind of what happens? Well, you have 3.5, 4-hour road trip tomorrow. Where are you heading to, Vince? You got a 3.5 to 4-hour road trip. Where are you heading? So if you're heading to Illinois, you know where my house is. Just throwing that out there. You know where my house is. Swing by. Maybe I can send you home with something rather than you keep dropping stuff off to me. I don't know what yet, but we can figure something out. By the way, guys, just for future reference, you can just do the update all. But I have found that in the past, sometimes it makes things hang up. So I do have a bad habit. If it's just simple stuff, I'll let it ride. But like in this case, there are so many different packages and things that are installed on this thing. I'm just doing them one by one just to make sure that nothing is interfering with anything else. Not that it would, it's Linux. It does it, in steps. But I have had experiences in the past where, like on this guy, where doing the updates and it froze up. So. You want a 5-tool Prusa XL and needs a screen and maybe a Z motor rod. Says that the power's on, so maybe $200 in parts to get it up and running. Nice, man. That's awesome. 2150. 2150 is what you want it for, or 2150 is what I mean. $200 in parts is not a bad deal, even if you did win it at the 2150. You're talking 2350 for a 5-tool head XL. That's a hell of a deal. You drive all the way to the US for a Prusa XL? Nice. Yeah, the Prusa XLs are nice. I really want a Core 1. I'm not gonna lie. I really like. Don't get me wrong. Tool changer would be awesome. Having multi-material, multi-head unit would be awesome. But realistically, I would be happy with a Core 1. It's a nice little printer. I love the fact that it's finally here. You get some smart asses that say, oh, late to the game. I don't think so, man. Prusa does what Prusa does, and they do it right. They don't dick around about it. I will say the one thing that I have said since the very beginning, I ain't got Prusa money. So I don't have a lot of Prusas floating around because I don't got Prusa money. Currently, the Mark III S Plus is sitting right there. That's the only Prusa I currently have. The school I work for has many Prusas. Because we are, here, let me do this. Because we are a US-based school, they don't like spending money in non-US based companies. So Amazon, although gets most all of its products from anywhere but the US, we use Amazon a lot. And then I also make it a point to buy my Prusas from printedsolid.com. Ta-da! But yeah, so we get all of our Prusas and parts and stuff from Dave at Printed Solid. So that is awesome that they're there and they have that now. It made it a lot easier for me to get printers that I know will work, because we had the option to, we have options. We could have went the Bamboo Labs route and went with like Matter Hackers and got them through them, but we didn't. I made it a point to get the Prusas because they just work. So that's why we got them. Plus, I wanted a simple machine that was easy to work on and easy to get parts for. Because anytime I need something, like, hey, Dave. Actually, it's not Dave. Dave's not my rep there, guys. Dave's busy doing other things, but I have a rep. I actually have, I kind of have two reps there. Have this guy named Chris. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. And then Tony, Dave. Tony's a good dude. I haven't ordered anything in a while, so, you know, Dave's not here, man. Or Dave's not here right now, man. Yeah. But, yeah, let me jump back to here so we can kind of keep going. I had a momentary blip in brain cells. It's weird, I know, right? Yeah, Fix 'em Dude, you make a lot of awesome models, so it does help you out quite a bit. Fix 'em Dude does make awesome models. Fix 'em Dude, you are a mod here, man. Drop a link to your printables page. This way, if anybody doesn't know where to find your stuff, they'll know. That'll also help you get some Prusa-meters as they download, print the models, and then upload makes. And that'll help them get Prusa-meters for uploading your makes. Or their makes of your files. Yeah, Fix 'em Dude, I made you a mod here a long, long time ago, my man. All right, let's see if we can get reconnected. There we go. Okay, close, scroll down. We're almost done, guys. We got a couple more things to do here. This guy had the Moonraker Telegram app or the Moonraker Telegram installed. I think I removed that because I don't need it sending to him whenever I'm doing stuff. So, yeah. But there you go, guys. If you haven't already found Fix 'em Dude on printables, go find Fix 'em Dude on printables. Go download his models. When you're done, upload a make. You get Prusa-meters for uploading the make, and it helps him out and helps him gain more Prusa-meters so he can get awesome printers from Prusa. I was gonna say Printed Solid, but I mean they'll probably ship from Printed Solid, but they come from Prusa. Yeah, and it's all right, Fix 'em Dude. Trust me, man. I understand. Like, life gets in the way, dude. I didn't stream much last year. This year so far, I think I've probably streamed more this year on YouTube than I have all of last year. Oddly enough, I still get kickbacks from Twitch, and I haven't streamed over there in some time. And I'm thinking that maybe once a week I'll do a Twitch stream. I mean, people are still, people are still renewing their subs over there, so I should probably use the channel, huh? I kind of got away from Twitch though because there was a lot going on Twitch, and I was getting lost on Twitch, and like YouTube's just, I started on YouTube. YouTube's been my place, and I just feel more at home here. I have thought about doing a hangout stream, maybe like once a month we do a hangout stream and get everybody on to hang out and just chat like we used to. But yeah. Timothy HWD was gifted a membership by Fix 'em Dude. Brother, thank you for gifting the sub. Timothy, I don't know if you're here or not. I would assume so. I would assume you're probably lurking because it gave it to you, and I believe it gives it to those who are here first. So, Timothy, if you are here, thank you. And if you're not here and you watch this later, thank you. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and let these little updates just keep on ripping. I got prints going and not much else to do tonight. Like I said, it's already 8:20 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the Illinois. But yes. Installing 97%, 99%. That was a quick jump. Package updates are finished. Just gotta wait. Oh, updating system done. All right, and close. There we go. Everything is updated. Let's go to power and let's give it a reboot. So we'll let it reboot, and then we'll try to figure out. I guess maybe we'll kind of look into those errors and see what they are. If anybody got bored and was Googling the error messages, please let me know what the heck that was. And any suggestions on how to fix it. I'm going to make this bigger so it'll be easier for you guys to read as well. I can try, but it's not ready yet. I know that. But I do agree. I think we need to reprint this bottom plate and do the Maker My Nexus logo. And then I don't want to necessarily go through the headache of reprinting all the red bits. So I don't really want to have to tear this thing all the way down to build it back up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we do a oddball Maker My Nexus in red. There we go. All right. Everything is updated. Let's refresh just to make sure that there wasn't updates that, updates on updates. So let's refresh. Canboot.bin is right there. The Nomi config is here. Macros are here. Mainsail is here. Mobile Raker. I am gonna do one thing real quick here. Let's click on Pandora's box, click load. Let's go into appearance, change. Oh no, we got it set to 24 point. Okay, good. So let's open. There we go. And then it is a Big Tree Tech. So it's what? What's the login, the default login? BIQ or yeah, BQ, BIQU, BQ. Yep, BQ. Sorry. Let's see. We moved some Canboot stuff around. We played around in there a little bit. Here's the git clone for Canboot. I wanted to go in here. Yes, we want to update. And then we want to reload it. And now it's going to ask me if I want to use version 3. Nope, it already came up. Yeah, Danger Clipper is what it's showing in there now. So it is showing Danger Clipper. I want to go into, let's see what all we got in here. E for extensions, right? No. Let's go to 3 to remove. And then, no. B for back. You need the README log or tail F for the fact you are using old version of Danger Clipper can also be messed up. True. Let's see something here. There we go. 5. No, we don't want to install that. We already uninstalled it. So let's B for back, Q to quit, and then you say to do a tail space dash F space tilde slash printer data logs clippy log, enter. All right. Now, I'm not the greatest at Clipper, so please look at that and tell me what you think, Will. You're my Clipper guy at the moment because I don't know what happened to Shane. Fix them, dude. Yes, definitely. Take an older machine that you have that you don't use on the regular and start there. Get yourself going with Clipper. I did that. I had the 2 Ender 3s. And then I fully committed when Zach Ass sent me the Voron 2.4. That was my full commitment into Clipper because it was Clipper and I had to learn. So it was a printer that I wanted to play around with and use. So I had to learn Clipper to use it. So that was the forced hand. So if you set the Ender 5 Plus up and get Clipper installed on it and then just start playing with it and learn it, man. I'm still very green to Linux and understanding a lot, and I'm still very green to Clipper, but I'm dangerous enough to get in there and do it. You know what I mean? So when I do these streams and people come along and you got like Will and Shane, if Shane's floating around somewhere still, I don't know. But they'll come in and they'll assist and maybe Maybe there'll be some incentive for you, Fix 'em Dude, to maybe stream your adventure. You know, get that cute face of yours out in front of the camera. I mean, if this ugly mug can do it, you can do it. You are a far more beautiful man than I. I've seen your face, Fix 'em Dude. I know. Let's get that charging up a little bit. But Will, I don't know if you're seeing this, but if you have a thought on what you're seeing here and what I may need to do. You need to restart the service, but can see that error related to the cartographer. Okay, so there is an error related to the cartographer. Oh, here we go, cartographer. Line 190 in handle MCU identify. So maybe it's an issue with the cartographer. Well, the cartographer, I don't think it's not plugged in right now. There's probably the problem because it's not plugged in. So there is no cable connecting the cartographer to anything. So I would have to connect the cartographer to the probe port on here is my assumption on the CAN bus board. But yeah, I have wires that aren't connected to anything. I probably should connect to stuff, huh? Let's see. Here's the thermistor. Which one is the thermistor on this thing? We got motor, we got probe. I gotta try and find the cartographer's wires. Like there's no little wire here from the cartographer up, so I may have to make something. But PT100 it says there. This is obviously the heater here. If we put this like this, where it's supposed to be, it'll sit something like this. That doesn't reach. What the heck? Oh, wait. It would go this way, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would go this way. So then, I assume, and assumptions are the mother of all F-ups. I try not to cuss as much, but we know how that goes, guys. Love my wife, love my kids, but my wife will come out here and she'll cuss like a sailor. We got to crimp and splice all the wires for the fans. We have one fan wire here that does have a plug on it. I'm going to have to find the EBB 36. It's the CAN V1.2. I'm going to have to find the pinout for it so I can figure out which pins go to what. So apparently my CAN bus must be working, or let me go look in the config because I think I might have commented out the damn CAN bus. Well, walked out of the room and heard your name. Yeah. Power it off to connect. No Magic Smoke Live. Yes, power it off to connect. Yeah, I got to find the cable though for it, so I'm going to have to dig through that box and see, or look through the stuff that's sitting next to me and see if I have a wire to connect that thing. Shane, I was just saying that you and Will are currently going to, are my go-tos for stuff when it comes to knowledge of Clipper. Because like I said, I know Clipper enough to be dangerous. I'm also stupid enough to get in there and just do things. So you guys say, try this, and I go do it, But yeah. So I'll have to look for the wire for the cartographer, but I do want to go see something real quick in here. I want to go look at the printer config file. Let's take a look at something. So there's the serial for the main board. There's the card. Come down. Firmware retraction. Core XY 300 20,000. All right, so the temps are in there. Auto-tune TMC. There's the motor info performance set to 80 and 1. 80, 80, 80, 80. Here's the X stepper. Never used danger clipper. Looks nice, but don't really have a reason to use it at the moment. Yeah, and it's updated to Cali. I'm pretty sure, or Calico. I'm pretty sure there's an easy way to make that change and do it to Calico. And realistically, I mean, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But what I'm looking for is to see if I had commented out anything about the CAN bus. Homing override, Z-tilt, cartographer. Yeah, so see, here's the cartographers. It's looking for the cartographer right here. USB cartographer. It's looking for it under USB. That's weird. Was he connecting it via USB? That'd be weird, considering he's got the wires up there for it. Or maybe that's just how it sees it. If you are using because I think it might be the USB variant of the cartographer. I don't know. Replace serial with CAN bus UUID and add UUID. Example, CAN bus underscore UUID. Okay. Yeah, but there's a 4-pin wire on the back on there, and I don't see any type of, like, you know. Oh no. But it's saying USB. We may have to do CAN bus UUID. I don't know. We'll cross a bridge. Ah, yes. Do the old LS. Let me copy this real quick. Let's go back here. Let's right click and hit enter. Oh, hold on. Control C. There we go. Now let's right click and paste. There we go. No command for ls command not found. Yeah, Will, I caught that as you typed it. Sorry. Yeah, because it should have ls. Let me see something here real quick. Scroll down. I know it's pretty quick in the top there. Yeah, because it should be ls dev serial by ID. Let's see something just for shits and giggles. Let me just try this real quick. Yeah, see, that worked. ls worked. So let's copy yours again. Yeah, ls not found. That's weird. But when I do ls, serial by ID without the -ALH, so yeah, it's not going to find the cartographer. It's not connected right now. So that's the thing. I got to find a cable for it to connect it. And then I got to see, it doesn't see though the CAN bus. And that's the other thing, right? Because wouldn't it also see the CAN bus in there as a serial device, or no? How do I, let me see something. We have, the CAN bus board is connected here at the top. It does have lights on it right now. And when I tip this thing over, I want to make sure those CAN bus wires are connected underneath. So bear with me here a minute. Okay. The 4 CAN bus wires come down here. Let's see, what do we got here? 24 volt, and then CAN high, CAN low is plugged in on the board to the CAN port on the M8P. So the M8P's CAN port has the high and low wires connected, and the 24 volts goes to 24 volts. So the 4 wires that connect the CAN bus board are connected. How do I look at the CAN bus board? How do I know what the CAN bus board should be? Found the main board, but not the cartographer. But as per the config, it needs to be USB. Yes, but these are all bridges we're going to cross together. We're going to figure these things out. And by we, I mean, I just need to figure out, since the CAN bus board is connected, how do I look to see if the CAN bus board is talking to the main board, guys, the MCU? Let's see here. It is the BTT EBB36 CAN bus set up. This is the KB3D Wiki, which has a CAN bus, Big Tree Tech CAN bus toolboard. Let's see what KB3D has on here. That's your stuff. IP-A. Hold on. You can also see if there's an interface called CAN0. Do an IP-A. Okay. IP space dash A. IP-A did nothing. All right, well, oh, IPA, okay. IP space A. There we go. All right, we have our loopback. We have Ethernet. Let me stretch this out a little bit more. We have X router, and we have the wireless LAN. No carrier broadcast, da da da. I should probably fix the wireless. Yeah, IPA. It doesn't look like, I guess it doesn't look like it's connecting, or it doesn't see it anyway. So we got to kind of go through some steps to get the CAN bus talking to the board. What do we got going on here? Set up the EBB. You will need to plug it into a Raspberry Pi via USB and install CAN boot. Before connecting to your board, you will need to install a jumper so that the board will be powered by USB. I want to make sure that jumper is not on there now. There is a jumper on there for USB. I wonder if I pull this. I don't think that would do anything, but I did disconnect it. There. I did take the jumper off for USB. Not that I think that has anything to do with it. You will have a lot of work. It's a lot of stream. Good for us. Yes, Will. It is. So, since I don't know if this is set up, we may have to go down the rabbit hole of loading up the guide that you guys had mentioned earlier. Once it is connected, powered on, you will have a green LED indicator. Should see STM. Now SSH into the Pi. So basically, worst case scenario, I have to use the Big Tree Tech board and CAN boot. It looks like according to this guide, and we'll have to kind of follow the guide here, or again, follow the other guide, because I know I installed CAN boot on this thing already. So it'll just be a matter of load CAN boot, go through the process here, make menu config, make, then do all that. Now you have to, now you have created the CAN boot firmware. You need to load it on the board. So you do a sudo dfu utilities -a 0-d tilde CAN boot out / CAN boot bin -- defuse -address, the address, force mass erase, leave D, whatever the last part of that is. What are we messing around with tonight? We got some prints going. My daughter wanted a vase, so I'm printing a vase for her. And then I know my wife's gonna want one, so I'm printing one for her on Delta Zach. And we are playing around with the Pandora's box. And let me go big screen. The Pandora's box. So we're gonna get the Pandora's box. We just kind of started playing around with it. We're an hour and a half in, and I figured we started talking about it, and then we just kind of started playing with it. The can boot is old. It's now called Catapult. Okay. Well, how old is this post? From 23. So yeah. What's that guide? Will, Shane, one of you two, what was that guide you guys said I should do? Shane, if you're here, I think you're a mod, you can post a link to something that I can do that might be better. You're all about that vase. Okay. Let me googly this real quick here. This should help me to get my CAN bus guide. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Esoterical, mainboard flashing, tool head flashing, problems, dedicated USB. Is there a guide? Here we go. Online guide. There we go. All right, before you start, a big thank you goes out to the CAN bus. Okay, 10OS CAN bus guide, basic structure, 3D printing CAN bus, regarding Catapult, formerly known as CAN boot. Your main CAN network adapter, checkpoint, new build. If this is a fresh build, click here to start your journey, updating and help. So we're going to click on the new build. Let me bring this up. We're going to click on new build. We'll just start from the beginning. That way, hopefully we don't mess anything up. Network service, CAN speeds and transmit queue links. Okay. Make sure your system D network service is enabled and running. So let's just kind of go down the guide, guys. Can you guys see that very well? No? All right, let's, there we go. A little easier for you guys to see. Let's bring this up. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit more. And we're going to kind of just move this over here. Now let's just do a clean. Oh, whoops, hold on. Clear. There we go. All right. Created symlink. I may not have needed to do that. I may have just broke something with something else, but all right. Then you need to start the service. So basically what I just did, but change out enable to start, but we'll just copy and paste so we can't mess it up, or we're less likely to mess it up. If you get a failed, which we did not, it just went. All right. Then check it is running. So let's grep it. Copy. CLS. Oh, CLS works too. Is this Dan's first time? Yeah, Gulsifer! What's up, Gulsifer? How you doing? Good to see you. All right, it is running. All right. Let's scroll on down here. So also enables the wait online service. Okay. Frozen. Yeah, it went. So now we need to, unfortunately, okay, hold on. Make sure that you see the load active running. I did. Unfortunately, this also enables the network wait online service, which can cause your system to be frozen for around 2 minutes on boot as it waits for the network. If the problem was only a CAN interface, there would be ways around this, but as there are edge cases where the wait would still happen, I found it is best to just disable the wait service entirely by running this. Okay, so let's just do that. If he finds it's best to do it, we're going to do it. So there we go. That is now removed. If disabling a service results in any negative impact to certain Linux distros or setups, please let me know if I have an issue ticket. All right. Well, if there is an issue, we'll let you know. I guess I'll need to put that back on here. Let's just look away, Will. Look away. There. You looked away. We're good. Kenneth Davis, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Where did I pull this off of? I believe it was this one right here. So there we go. And then I need to find a USB-C cable. Oh, USB-C, where can I find the... Found you. There we go. Plug that in there for now. Actually, we're going to leave this unplugged from here, but we are going to flip this guy out the side. There we go. We'll plug this in for now. And then we'll leave it unplugged from the board at the moment. Hope Kenneth is doing well. It's been a minute. Hope you are doing well. I need to adjust a little here, guys. We're going down a rabbit hole. There we go. Oh, I wish the shock in this seat would stop leaking and dropping me down over time. All right, there we go. To configure the TX QLin for the interface by running the following command: copy the line entirely and paste it into your SSH. So we'll click the little copy icon, come back here, paste it in, and hit enter. All right, that did something. Can is super easy with this guide. I'm kind of noticing that, Thorpe. It seems like I'm not as scared as I was a few minutes ago. To confirm that it is correct, we need to cat. So let's cat this real quick. Let's cross our fingers and hope that this goes. All right, now we catted that. And it should look like this. Yeah, kinda. It's a little different because I'm not using their straight. Well, let's see here. Hold on. Cat. Echo. There we go. Echo subsystem net action. Change add kernel can. Action change add kernel can. All right. And then txqlen 128 sudo t etc dev rules d 10-can rules dev null. And then we have the cat etc, and so we have that. And then underneath that we have the subsystem is net action change add kernel can, and then there is attribute. Yep. Okay, so that did that. Don't this use to be a 1024? Yes. For a long time, it was recommended to use 1024 for the transmit queue length. And if that is working for you on the, then power it on. But it is recommended to directly from Kevin to lower the queue length to 128. And in my testing, I have found no issues doing so. Also, should theoretically help with someone or with some timeout issues using smaller queue. All right. Now finally, to enable the CAN 0 interface and set the speed running, or set the speed run, the following command. So let's copy this guy, come back here, right click, enter. No errors, it just went. To confirm that it is correct, we need to cat this, come back here, enter. All right, match. name equals can, max bit rate 1 megabit or 1 M. Okay. That is correct. That's what I see. And finally, reboot the Pi so that the systemd network service has started properly reading from the config files with sudo reboot now. All right. I'm just going to type that one. Sudo reboot now. Enter. There we go. It is rebooting. Whilst it reboots, let's scroll down a little farther here. Let's actually just click on this and let's see here. The 120 ohm resistor, termination resistors. A CAN bus accepts both ends of the high and low wire running from the terminal with a 120 ohm resistor bridging the high and low wires. Your CAN board will most certainly have the provisions for this somewhere. I believe somewhere on this for the high-low there is a 120 ohm resistor somewhere on this board. It is from Big Tree Tech, and from my understandings the Big Tree Tech board has a 120 ohm resistor on it. So my understanding is this board has the resistor. So we're going to err on the side of I think it's there. Doing good and relaxing after work. Sometimes pop in and watch and forget to say hi. Hey, Kenneth, not a problem, man. I'm glad you're here. So we're going to assume that that is there. CAN adapter main board. Some boards like the Octopus have 120 ohm resistor permanently connected across the high and low. It could be on the board then. One way or another, I'm sure there's the resistor is there. Nearly all tool heads will have a 2-pin header, sometimes labeled 120R, that will have that you can put a jumper on. Okay. So if it doesn't have it, there is a 120 right there. Okay. So I do see the 120R right here. So I'm assuming if we have an issue, we'll jumper that little pin right there. But I'm sure as we go down, we'll figure it out. It usually has a jumper pin. You need to put a jumper or put the jumper on the tool head board. Okay. So the M8P does not have it. We need to jumper this little pin here. So let me see if I can find a small jumper that will fit that, because it is a tinier jumper than the rest. Let's see if I have any small jumpers in here. I do. Look at them. Sexy little jumpers. Okay. Thorpus pedis. Okay. The jumper is on. Right there. Right there. Right next to my finger. See that little jumper right there that's all blurry? But there you go, Thorpe. That's the 120R. What controller am I using? It's a M8P Manta with a CB1 on it. So, but there. We put a jumper on it. It's jumpered. I don't know if the M8P board has a 120 ohm 120 ohm resistor on the M8P CAN port. I guess a quick Google search could tell me, huh? Let's see here. M8P CAN bus port 120 ohm R, 120R. Also note that the jumpers for the CAN bus terminal resistor need to be in place on both boards on the M8P. Wait a minute. Let me click on this. So is there one on the board that I have to jumper to? What controller using? Is that the V1 or 1.1 or 2? Good question. Let me look. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't actually dug deep into this thing. I'm kind of learning it as I go. All right. of course, on this side of the board, it has nothing. And on the other side of the board is where it probably tells me which one. Oh, wait, there we go. It's the 2.0. Yeah. Linktree Tech Manta M8P V2.0. There is a small jumper next to the CAN board or CAN bus port, but that looks like it is for something else. It's for the toolhead board. Let me shine a light on this so I can see a little better. I wonder if by default they just have it on here. Oh, there it is. 120R. I found it. Yeah, there's a jumper on there too. So I guess I will jumper both of them. Is by the MCU chip. Yep. Let me get a small jumper again, because it is a smaller one. Let's all look away while Dan does something, because I don't want you guys to see me do something you're not supposed to do. Let me find a small jumper here. Okay. And then, yep, 120R. There we go. Okay, jumper's on. Now let me just power this back up. There we go. Clicked it on. Did you hear the click? It's a very audible click. Don't do what I do. Don't follow in my footsteps. Do the right thing. Okay, sorry, I had to send a quick text. You would do the CAN bridge on the main board first. So just try it with the jumper on the board first, and then see if we need it on the CAN board after. Got it. So for right now, since the CAN board is disconnected, no? Okay. Jumper's on there, jumper's on here. This is not connected to this right now because it didn't tell me to in the guide. Speaking of, let's get back into the guide and let's reconnect here. So let's go back up here, click restart session, go back to right screen. Let's log back in with our super secret login, BQ, BQ. There we go. Set up firmware. Well, yeah, we're following the list. We're following the guide. So we're following this guide. We're going down the line. I'm going to do what it tells me to do. So it says toolhead board, CAN adapter main board. It's just a thing here. It just says, same can be said for dedicated USB CAN, like a U2C. Must have a header for you can jumper. And then it goes down to the toolhead board, and it just says that. Now it goes into cabling, likelihood. Well, let's go here first. Good crimpers. The cable is already done. Strain relief, flexible cable. Next step. Now that you have the CAN 0 interface files are set up, you can now choose how you are going to connect your Pi to your CAN network. To actually create a CAN network in your system, your Pi needs some sort of device to act as a CAN adapter, a USB network, or Wi-Fi dongle. Simplest plug-and-play option is a dedicated USB to CAN device, such as the Linktree Tech U2C. This does have a little bit older stuff on here, but The board has USB built in. We have it jumpered to boot or power from USB. And I have a USB connected to the Manta board, which is connected to the CB1. So hopefully when we connect it, it should talk, and we should be able to do this through the Manta board with the CB1 and this. So you mean set up firmware? Yeah, I'm following the guide. You guys all said the guide would be easier. Click here if you are using your main board. So here, click here if you're using dedicated main board. Yes. So here we go. Cheaper option. That's what we're using. We're using a Manta board. There we go. I hadn't finished reading, Thorpe. Sorry. There we go. Clipper USB to CAN bus bridge. The second way of setting up a CAN network is to use the printer's main board itself as a CAN adapter. If you are using a dedicated CAN adapter, follow outline here, then your main board will flash the same as the other normal Clipper install. This is achieved through Clipper's USB CAN bridge mode. In order for this to work, you will need to have a compatible main board, STM32 chips, and have a dedicated CAN port on your board, or at least a way to access the CAN pins, which we do, and we do. All right, so we won't need USB. What is going on off axis? We are currently trying to get the CAN board working on Pandora's box, because why not? We'll see if we get CAN talking. Once we get CAN talking, then we'll see if we get the cartographer talking. So working through the layers, my man, working through the layers. So some boards like the Octopus transmit output CAN signal. That's for the Octopus. We don't have an Octopus. Other compatible boards may have ports on their boards labeled as CAN, but only output serial TX-RX signal. These boards can still run a USB CAN bridge mode, but will require an additional CAN transmit module, such as the, yeah, we don't think we need that. These can be cheaply acquired. Yeah, I think we should be good. CAN bridge mode, export. Okay. Click here to start flashing your main board with the USB CAN bridge. Neuro, hey, and 3D Printer Shack. Hello, hello. CAN isn't bad to get working. That's what everybody's telling me so far, so we're going to cross our fingers. I got Thorpe currently guiding me down the line. Will's here floating around somewhere, and Buddy Shane. The three of them are here. We're going to follow this guide and cross our fingers. All right. The following should have taken place over the guide. Please do not take the screenshot configurations on this page exactly as written, as they may not be compatible with your particular main board. Before doing anything, it is always good to make sure your dependencies are installed and that you are running. So let's go ahead and make sure just that we have all this. So we'll do the sudo apt update. And then we'll do a sudo apt upgrade. And then we'll also make sure Python 3 is installed, because those were the three things it said to do. The one thing I do is I do a sudo apt upgrade tac y, just to tell it yes to everything, install it if it needs it. All right, and then the last one, sudo apt install python, python 3, python 3 dash serial. We'll see. It's already the newest version, so yes to the other packages, why not? And then we need to install Catapult. So we'll copy this as it says, click here, right click, Updating files done. Okay. This will clone the Catapult repo into a new folder in your home directory called Catapult if you don't already have it, or it will update your Catapult folder if the latest version is all, or if you already have. Okay, good. Now we need to cd Catapult. So let's do a cd space / Catapult. And then do make menu config. There we go. All right. You will need to adapt the below instructions to cover your board's specific configuration. You can find screenshots, common board hardware. We'll open this in a new tab just so we have it to look at. And then let's scroll down and find the M8PV2. All right. Hey, look, it shows the resistor right there. There's all that fun stuff. The CAN port, which we have plugged in already. High, low, we have that done. It's going to be PD1 and PD0. DFU mode is right there for reset and boot 0. Catapult config, here we go. Here's our Catapult config. So let's click here. Currently it says it's a smoothie board, which it is not. So let's change that. STM32. And for mine, it's an STM32H. STM32H 7223. And then Catapult Development Application 128. So it is saying to build it. So let's click here. We need this guy. There we go. Clock crystal is a 25 megahertz. Taking me a long time to stop typing apt-get. Yeah, I just got lazy and started typing apt because it did the same thing, and it just got pretty easy after a while. Communication interface, USB on PA11 and 12. That is correct. And then application start offset is 128, which it is. USB IDs is not to be messed with so far. And then we come down, nothing for the GPIO. Then we come down, we have support bootloader entry rapid. We've got that one. And then we have the enable status LED. Check that, come down. And it says status LED should be PC3. So PC3. Oh, whoops, we got a PC3. Hit enter. Scroll down here a little bit. And that's our Catapult config. And then Clipper USB CAN bridge config. Oh, we got to do the CAN bridge config too, right? So this part gets done where? Oh, that's the Catapult config. Let's go back here and see if that's what we were supposed to do first, I guess, huh? Yep, that's the Catapult config. So that's what we needed to do first. So I'm on the other page. So it says to do this part first, Catapult make menu config. Then it says that I need to go to the common board section. If your board doesn't exist in the common boards folder, you will need or want the processor, clock reference, application start, offset, set the build Catapult, development, communication set to USB, support bootloader entry on rapid, double click to reset, marked, GPIO won't affect Catapult function, but it is nice to have a visual. And then Catapult mode, and then it goes into the configurator, which is what we just did. And that'll do the output, make clean. And then based on MCU, use these flash steps. Based on, so to flash connect the main board to your Pi via USB and DFU mode, your main board. So to flash, connect your main board to the Pi via USB. Well, in this case, it's the Big Tree Tech board. do a make, clean, make. Okay, so come back here now. I need to quit first. So I need to do a Q to quit, Y to save, and then do make, clean, and make. No, I did not, Thorpe. I just finished following the first part of that. So we haven't done the USB CAN part yet that's on the other screen. We haven't gotten there yet. We're just kind of going down. So we did this part here where we did the catapult doing its thing. And then it's telling me that I'll need to do the make, clean, and make, which is what I just did. That'll create the press Q, compile, type make. It does that, but then we did make, clean, and make. To flash, it says connect your main board to your Pi, which it's already connected. I need to connect. That's for flashing the tool board. I'll need to connect through USB. But this is, we're not flashing the tool board right now. We're still setting up the M8P to do it. No. How do I connect a USB based board to itself? Crap. Rebuilding your Proxmox server. Did not know it's already 10. Ooh, sorry, man. It said main board. Yeah, I'm using the CB1 on the main board, and I have a USB connected to the CB1 or to the main board because the CB1 doesn't have any USB. It's connecting through the pins to create it. That was the P whatever 11 and 12 that used the CB1 through USB through the pins. Does it? Thorpe, now's not the time to mess with me, man, if you're playing. I'm just saying. I have 2 USB ports here. No USB on this side. And no USB on that side. I only have 2 USB ports. Yeah, I only have the 2 USB ports. I have the USB-C port. But I have to connect the USB-C to the USB. The pins are USB. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got... Yeah. So, yeah. So the CB1 is connected to the board through... Anyway. So I need to connect the USB-C to the USB ports on the main board, is what you're telling me. I hope you're USB-C to USB. Okay. I hope you're not messing with me. I really hope you're not messing with me. Because Thorpe likes to play from time to time. Okay. Well, can I get this in there? I don't know. It's a tight fit. Jumping Jiminy, that's a tight fit. Well, I haven't gotten that far for it. Hold on. Oh, here we go. To flash, connect your main board to your Pi via USB. Then put the main board into DFU mode. Your main board user manual should have instructions for this. Which I believe over here, yeah, it says hit reset and boot 0. So, the MAPV2 into DFU mode, hold that. While holding that, press and release the reset, then count to 5 and release boot. Okay. But I just assumed that it used the USB pass-through on the CB1 to talk to it. My bad. Okay. USB to the RJ45. Oh, see, now Jack is definitely messing with me. See, look, now I definitely know Jack is, Jack's just here to Be a wise guy. Oh, this would be so much easier to do if this board wasn't smashed in this tiny little frame like this. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get this thing in there. Oh, son of a biscuit. And my... Probably would be easier if I had just taken these stinking fans out. But thankfully... Let me see something. Huh. Okay. Well, let me see if I can get this thing plugged in. I don't have a very shallow USB-C cable. It's pretty long cable. Let me see something. Let me see if we can get this stinking fan out of the way. That'd make it a little easier to get to if I have this fan out of the way. So let me try and move that. We did put Noctua fans in it too. That's pretty cool. Okay. There we go. That'll be a little easier to get to now. There we go. All right. Well. Okay. The USB from the main, the main USB is now connected to the USB-C that goes into the board. And now we're going to go ahead and find our reset and our boot buttons. Where are they? Okay, there we go. There's boot 0 and reset. And it says to hold boot 0, hit the reset button, which I can't really get my chubby ass fingers into. So we're going to have to tap reset according to the instructions. Let's go back up again. Okay, so again, hold the boot 0 button while still holding, press and release the reset button. Count to 5, release boot. Okay, so press and hold 0, and then reset, let go, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, let go. Okay. Hopefully I didn't break something, but well, I did just break my chair. The wheel just popped off my chair, guys. Great. Anyway, let's go back to this one now. So to flash, connect your main board to Pi, USB, your main board, follow. Let's see here. So now we got to go to the STM flash with these steps. All right, we need to do an LS USB. So let's go back here. Let's type LS USB, enter. And then here's our STM DFU device right here. So we do see that. I'll shrink this down a little bit more. Whoops, 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 whoops. Stop. Go back. All right. Yep, we do see our LS USB right there. We see our device. Now we need to, let's see here. You can then flash the Catapult firmware to your main board by running sudo catapult. So let's copy this. Go back here. Right click. Don't know that that's going to work like that. We'll try it. Well, it says it's doing something. Error during download, get status. All right, file downloaded successfully, and then DFU error during error status or something above. It's still file successful. That it's still flashed okay, and you can ignore the error. Good. So we can ignore the error. Awesome. Don't do the first two steps. Well, I already did. Anyway, so we're done with that. We can skip over this, and then Catapult is now installed. Catapult should now be successfully flashed. Take out any DFU jumpers on your board if you need to. I don't. And then double click the reset button on your board. Do I have to double click it? Okay. Check the board is compatible or catapult mode by running the USB. All right. Well, let's crack that reset button. My chair is broken. All right, let's hit that reset button. Double tap. Ready? 1, 2. Double tap. Okay. We double tapped. Now we should be able to do the ls/dev/serial by ID. Hit enter. And then there it is, USB Catapult STM32. There it is. All right. So you should see the Catapult device. If you don't, then you can double click reset button on the board and ls dev serial by ID again. If you keep seeing the board as Clipper instead of Catapult, then we don't have to worry about that. It did work. So we can skip the blue part. We can skip the blue part. It did work because we don't need this, and then this, and then this. We don't need to do any of that. Stop. If you do not see Catapult listed in that, or you cannot get access to that, go back, try again. We don't need to. Installing the USB CAN bridge for Clipper. Now we got to do this part. So here's the USB CAN part. Here we go. CD space / Clipper. There we go. Now do make menu config, enter. Now we need to go back to our common boards, scroll down, and here's where we got to do the bridge part. So let's bring this back up now. Enable low level, which we did. STM32, which we have. That we have. 128 we have. Wait a minute. That actually says 128 SKRV2. So let's come down here. Let's hit bootloader set. Nope, we only have 128. It doesn't say what it says there. 25 crystal. And then the PA is PA 11 and 12. And then we don't have CAN in there. Can we? Oh, we got to go enable CAN. Okay. And CAN is going to be D0 and D, or wait. It's going to be USB by PA11 and, yeah. Hold on. I kind of got myself all messed up. Let me, what is it? Escape to leave the menu. There we go. Okay. So we got the 25. And then we have we got to change the communication. So change that. USB can't, there we go. Okay. So now we have that. Now we have to set our CAN to 0 and 1. Yes. There we go. All right. USB ID we don't have to mess with. We do have a CAN bus UUID, which is not on that screen. JPP, what's going on, man? All right, so CAN bus UUID, CAN bus UUID hash. That's new. Okay. I guess we'll leave that alone. We'll just escape out of there. We won't mess with that right now. We have the can speed and then the GPIO header. Don't mess with it. Yep, not messing with it, Thorpe. Put it back, not touching it, leaving it alone. But there we go. And then, of course, the GPIO, it says to do nothing. So now once we've done this part, we go back to here. And then we want to do that. Then we do a make, clean, make. And then using catapult to flash clipper. Okay, so go back here. We're going to do Q to quit, Y to quit, and then, or to get out, and then make, clean, and make. There we go. Using catapult to flash clipper, stop the clipper service on the Pi by running sudo service stop or clipper stop. So while it's building, let's click here and then we'll come back here. We'll have that locked and loaded. So if all goes well, when this is done, we should be able to communicate with the CAN bus board. That's where we're going to stop for tonight. We'll get this part done, and then I'm going to stop for the night, go to bed, because it's already 9:30. We're now 2 hours and 17 minutes in. We're going to get this part done. Might be another half hour, who knows. But we'll get this part done. I'm going in. Waiting for it to kind of finish its thing. Why do I have a feeling says, let's see here, wait. Well, not yet. You have to flash the toolhead board before you can communicate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get to the toolhead board part. We'll get that done. We'll get it talking to the main board. We'll know that the CAN bus is working. And then if I stream tomorrow, I don't know if I will, but if I stream tomorrow, then we'll work on getting everything connected to the CAN bus board, and then we'll go through the printer config file and start getting everything connected up. And then after we know that all that's working, or at least get it all connected, and then we'll work on getting the cartographer connected up to the CAN bus as well, and cross our fingers. We may have to reset up the cartographer because I may have to, it may have been improperly set up because the guy started and then just never finished. So, yeah. It's been a pretty successful stream. So far, JPP, we are getting there. Thorpe is keeping me on track. Will disappeared on me. He was here for a little while, helped me out. And Shane, I think Shane probably went off to dinner and a nap. So, but there we go. We have our hex file is set up. Now we got to go ahead and stop clipper. So let's right click to stop clipper. And then we need to do the old ls /dev serial by ID, enter. And then it says to make note of the catapult device that is shown. All right. Catapult STM32, that's going to be the one that ends in 3135. So we'll just have to try and remember that. If you have the above command did not show a catapult device, it did. So we can skip this part again. Reset button on the main board until it does. Run this command, install clipper firmware via catapult USB. Use the device ID you have retrieved from the above command. Okay, so we need to kind of give this the old highlight. But first we need to copy this, come back here, paste this here, and then backspace all this out. We'll just take the whole thing out. Leave that there. Highlight all this. Come down here, right click, and hit enter. Flashing, writing. All right, flash was successful. All right. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, clipper is now installed. Clipper is now, or yeah, Clipper is now installed. This should now, or should have now installed Clipper firmware on your main board. You can verify it by running the LS USB and see the CAN adapter. So if we do the old LS USB, enter, and then here is the Gorschwitz Schneider CAN adapter. So there it is. It's in there. Boom. As successful as we can be. Yes, yes, Thorpe, as successful as we can be. All right, and then now check that CAN 0 interface is up and running. We type this little IP link CAN 0, so let's copy that, come back here, paste that in, hit enter, and then we are looking for the QL CAN right there. Okay, QL 128 bit rate should be set to 1 million, and it is. Okay, so there we go. Okay, you see the CAN interface, the 128 bit there will be stop. Command error, we can skip the stop because it did work for us. You can now run Clipper CAN bus query and retrieve the CAN bus UUID out of your main board. Clippy dev environment Python, all right, because we'll want to make sure that this is probably in the printer config. So let's copy that just to make sure it's there and paste it in. Plus it'll give me something to go back to later. All right, found CAN bus ID, application, danger clipper, unassigned. All right, total 1 UUID found. All right. Use the UUID in the MCU section of your printer config in order for Clipper or Pi to connect to the main board. All right, so the CAN bus ID is this here, but that's this here. So let's copy this real quick. Oops, I forgot. When you do that, it copies it. So let's go back to the, let's go try again. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's do a control F. Did not bring up find. That's control F, right? There we go. CAN. Okay, there we go. There's our CAN stuff. Following information, Big Tree Tech, Yep, there's the CAN info. Let's enter through. Okay, that's the cartographer. CAN bus UUID. Yep. Thank you, Thorpe. Let me just type in CAN bus underscore UUID to make it easier. Bam. There. Now let's go ahead and next. Those are the only two. So we don't have the CAN bus. We don't have the CAN bus UUID. I got to add that in, then that'll have to go in up here. Well, it doesn't have to, but for the sake of being clean and neat, we got to put CAN bus UUID up here, but I don't know how to properly format it. It just goes in as CAN bus UUID and then add it in after, right? So CAN bus, CAN bus underscore UUID colon space control V. That is not, that was, what in the hell? Why did that jump down? I didn't want that. Hold on a second. Close. Don't save. Let's come back to it. I don't want to save it because I don't know if I accidentally pasted something in there that shouldn't have been. Let's hit enter back up. CAN bus underscore UUID colon space, and then let's go get that. Control C. Now There we go. Just like that, right? So we do CAN bus underscore UUID colon equals CAN bus underscore UUID equals, right? Do it like this? Or do I just need the ID number and not this part? I'm going to wait till I get a response. You have the UUID in there twice. Okay, so the UUID equals does not need to be there. So take out just the ID number is all you need in there. So I just need it like this. I will wait for Thorpe to tell me yay or nay. Just the ID says will pop back in. There we go. All right. So leave it just like this. We'll hit save and restart. Should I save and restart? Yeah. Save and restart. I can remove the USB cable now. Okay, thank you, Thorpe. We're going to need the USB cable anyway, because we're going to have to use the USB cable to flash the toolhead, the EBB 36. So there, I'll put the fan and stuff back in later, because I don't know where we're at, and I don't know what I'm going to have to do, and the last thing I want to do is put it back together to undo it. So there we go. There's that. We'll take this all out and we'll just press enter real quick and make sure we're still connected there, and we are. So we'll leave this here. We'll come back here. All right. So sudo start clippers. Whoops. We just did a reboot, so I'm going to need to restart the Clipper service, I assume, anyway. So let's go ahead and just do that anyway. There we go. All right. Disappearing mainboard UUID. There is a quirk with the USB CAN bridge clipper. If you don't have any second/other CAN nodes connected up, either due to or either not having done this step yet, or if there's something wrong with the tool head other than CAN device or wiring, or stop query. Okay. Reboot. We'll restart it. Okay. Well, I hit it and it did it, and there we go. Okay. If you still at the early stages of your flashing journey, or you have not yet set up or connected the tool head, it means that you can keep doing CAN query on the mainboard. Will stop showing. Don't be alarmed. It's normal. Once you have a second CAN device connected, you won't see this behavior. Okay. All right. Next step, flashing the tool board. Woo woo. Here we go. All right. We already did this at the start of it. We did the update and the upgrade, but we did do some crazy stuff along the way. So just to make sure, sudo apt update. We did do some things along the way just to make sure. We'll do it again. Update package list. All packages are up to date. And we already installed Python 3 and the Python 3 serial. So we'll skip that part for now. Installing Catapult. I already did this part. What the hell happened? Where are we at? I'm assuming I can skip through this. Dirty things. I'm assuming I can kind of skip through this because we've already done this part. We've already done this part. Skip. Yeah. Okay. STM based the board. Did I click something and go the wrong damn direction? Hold on. Yeah, we already did that. Don't skip that part. Okay. Okay, well, let's back up then. It just looks like I've been through all this before. So, all right, well, let's go back. We already installed Catapult, so we don't need to do that. Oh, this is for the tool board. Okay, yeah, it looks the same, but it's different. Got it. All right, this should be the Big Tree Tech, the EBB32 should be an STM board, right? Or an STM chip. I believe it's an STM 2209, or it's an STM and it's yeah 2209. So, all right, well, let's go back into Catapult then. So let's go back here. Let's do the CD space tilde slash catapult. And then we got to do the make menu config again, right? Yep, make menu config. Make menu config. Enter. There we go. Common tool board hardware. There we go. And then let's look up the EBB36 V1.2. All right. The 120 ohm, we already got that on there. Our CAN port wiring is good. DFU mode, we'll have to add the jumper as shown in the image below so that the board can be powered by USB connection. This jumper here, which we have this jumper here. We have the little resistor one put on, and then USB type C. And then of course we have the two things I can't get to with my freaking fingers, so I'm gonna have to find, wait, I can get to that one. I can't click that one, so I'll have to do that. Click the commonly known, yeah, I already did, Torp. I did. I saw that after I did it. Connect your device to your Pi via USB. Press and hold the reset button. We didn't, yeah, we're gonna just get this set up then and ready to go, and then we'll do the config. Okay. So right now, the only things I need to do is jumpers are on. We need to connect it to the Pi via USB, but we need to press and hold the reset and the boot button. Release the reset, release the boot. The device should now be in DFU, and we can see that by doing an LS USB. All right, so let's set this down. We can connect the USB first, of course. And then we can hit our buttons. And I believe this one I can hit with my finger. And we'll hit boot. Wait. Okay, let go, let go. Now we'll test it and see if we are in. Let's grab the LS, or we'll just do a LS USB. So we can get out of this part first because we need to do an LS USB. So let's just go ahead and quit real quick. Oh, wait. Escape. There we go. LS USB, enter. And then STM in DFU. There it is. Okay. So it is there in US or DFU mode. We can see it right here, STM DFU. So let's go ahead and go back into the make menu config. Yes, I do, Thorpe. I did do the jumper. So now that we did that, we can come down here, and now we need to do this part, which is STM32. And then we need to change this to the G0B1. And then, all right. The build is going to be 8-bit, 8 kilobit bootloader with a 8 megahertz crystal. And then CAN communication is going to be CAN bus on B0, B1. So come down to CAN bus B0, B1. And 8-bit offset, or 8 kilobit offset, talking at 1,000,000. Come down to GPIO. Let's scroll down a little bit here. All right. And then support bootloader. We got rapid. We have enable the status LED. And then we have to change this. So change this to PA13, A13. Hit enter. And then after that, scroll down. What are we doing here? Catapult config. That's right. We're in Catapult first. So we do the Catapult config. and then we hit Q to quit. Let's see here. Yep. We see the DFU. Come in here. And then we got to do the clipper config side of it. So we'll have to jump back and forth. So we did the catapult side. Catapult's done. We'll go back here. Nope, not there. Where am I? There we go. Oh, shitballs. Did I get silly and click instead of opening a new tab? I did, didn't I? All right. Right click, new tab. There we go. And then go back in here. There we go. Now we'll scroll down. We got the catapult config done. Come back here. And then we need to catapult make menu config. We did that part. We did this part. Now we just got to do the exit or do the, yep. All right. Yes, I do, Thorpe. It is already on. It is already doing its thing. So we can, it is in DFU mode. We saw that. We just went and looked. So now let's go ahead and hit Q to quit. Yes. And then now we can go ahead and type, should I do a make clean and then make? All right. Make, clean, make. There we go. If your toolhead board uses STM32 base, flash with these steps. If your STM32 board, so basically we're going to use the first set of steps. So there we go. That part is done. Now we're going to do the LS USB again. Here it is. STM device in DFU mode right there. So there it is. Now we just copy this guy. Come back here, paste this in, and hit enter. Error during upload status, but it does say file uploaded successfully. Again, if you get that, something went wrong above, file successful, then still okay, or still flashed okay, and you can ignore the error. There we go. Catapult is now installed. Click here for the next step. Next step. All right, Catapult is now installed. You have successfully installed Catapult. Shut down your Pi, do a sudo shutdown now, and then power off your entire printer. Okay. Take out the DFU jumper from your toolhead board. It doesn't have a DFU jumper. And then wire up your tool board, power ground, high and low, and then power your printer back up. Running the following command, you will see the toolhead board in the CAN network and waiting for catapult mode. All right. Yes. So, first things first, shut down. So, do a sudo shutdown now. So, sudo shut down now. And there we go. It has a USB jumper though. Yes, it does. So remove the USB jumper. Got it. Got that. Let's set this little fella down real quick. Let's power it off. Power it off. Take out the USB cord. Take off the USB jumper. And plug in the cable. Cable's now plugged in. We'll set this in some way that it won't touch metal and potentially fry itself. Now we need to power it back on. So, powering on. There we go. Lights are flashing on the board. We'll go ahead and click OK here. We will click on Putty. Reset session. It won't start right away because it's going to take a minute to reboot. So we'll give it a minute. I'm actually going to take the mic off, or I'm going to mute myself. I need to step out for a moment. Beverage in, beverage out. So give me just a moment. Yeah, scratch that idea. I'm going to have to hold it longer. Hopefully we're not too far away, so I can go pee, because I went to go in the house and go pee real quick, and I saw the light come on, which means somebody's using the bathroom as I was walking out the door. So scratch that. All right, let's see if we're back up yet. Come back here, click on Pandora's box and load, open. There we go. All right. VIQU, enter. VIQU, enter. All right, we are back in. Let's shrink this a little bit. All right, now we need to shut down. We did that. Now we need to Python 3 script. Copy this. Come back here, right click and enter. And there is one device with Clipper. Query is complete. And found with application Catapult. Nope. Oh wait, there it is. Catapult. Yeah. There's that. And then UUID, application Catapult. Mine says Clipper. Did I get ahead of myself? No. All right. Take off the DFU jumper toolhead. Wire that up. Run the following command. Ccan. Wait in Clipper mode or Catapult mode. Row. Okay, flashing Clipper to the toolboard. It's not seeing it. Okay. Well, it is connected. The board is flashing. I have a status light flashing on it. Catapult is not solved. Catapult is not installed. Click here for the next step. We did that. We got here. We did the shutdown. We powered it all the way off. Hooked everything back up. Took the jumper off. It says try again, huh? Okay. No, still says UUID Clipper. If you do not see that, using the USB bridge, the main board, application Clipper, this is a different and not what you are looking for. Go back to the install Catapult section and try again. Make sure the make menu config settings are absolutely correct on the tool board. If you still do not see the application Catapult after going through Catapult flashing steps again, check the no ID troubleshooting. Do not continue with the running that flash tool. Okay, so we need to redo what we just did. Okay. You wouldn't think that it would be because I have the jumper on both sides, do you? It would have to have, I would assume, the jumper on both sides. So basically we just need to unplug this, plug this back in here, and then we need to again reset and boot. Hold down boot, hit reset, let go of reset, let go of boot, and then LS USB. And it does not say, oh, I forgot to put the damn jumper back on. Thorpe, that damn jumper. No, not that. No, not that. The tool head setup. No, you need them. I need what? The wires? Let me stop doing stuff and let me read what you need to tell me before I screw something up. Check Facebook. All right, honey, I'm sorry. I'm going completely crazy trying to do something completely crazy and new. Okay, love. The resistor jumpers. Okay. I'm leaving those alone. Time to redo the toolboard setup. So we need to put the jumper back on for the USB. So let me grab this, put this back on, connect this back up through USB, press and hold the reset and the boot. Okay, let's see if it's in DFU mode now. There we go, STM and DFU. I see it right there on the screen. You can see it right here. STM and DFU mode. It wasn't there, now it is. This is in DFU mode again. Set it down. All right, Jack, have a good evening. That part being said, that part being done, now we need to rerun what we just did. So let's back up here, back to the top. Well, actually, because when we did this, there was this part, the clipper config. We never did this clipper config part. Like this part never came up in those instructions that I saw. So we did this part, the catapult config. We flashed everything over, but we didn't do this part here. I haven't installed Clipper yet. Okay. So we have to get catapult first, then we do the Clipper, then we install Clipper. Got it. Okay. So first get catapult on it so we can then install Clipper. Got it. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, let's go back up here. Whoops. Go back here. This part we don't have to mess with. Installing catapult. First, you need to clone the repo. We already did that part. We can skip this part, but we do need to do this part. So back into the CD and make menu config. So CD into catapult, make menu config. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. All right. Now, go back to our board. That's on the main board. We can get rid of the Big Tree Tech one there. This is what we want. EBB. Resistor jumper is on. High, lower there. Good, good. Let's take a look at something. It's going to be hard to tell because looking at the plug. See, that's going to be the pain in the ass. I don't know for sure, and they're not marked. So I'm going to assume he's using the pre-made. So I'm going to assume it's right. We'll try this again. If it doesn't work, we'll double check them wires. So come down here. We are in DFU mode. We already know that part. Press the whole reset and boot. We did that. We did see it. Now we're back to this part here. I'm going to bring this up. Shrink it down a little bit so that they're right over the top of each other. Okay. Now, configuration is different because it's a newer model or newer version, but yeah. So, STM STM32. It is the STM G0B1. And then we go down to the next line. Build. It says can boot, but it's not can boot, it's catapult. Development application is 8. Crystal is 8. Communication is PB0 and PB1. Application offset start offset is 8 kilobits. We have our CAN bus speed set to 1 million. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros and a 1. GPIO pin is not done. We have support bootloader entry on rapid double click of reset. And then we have enable the status LED, and we have PA13 for status LED GPIO pin. There you go. Is the CAN bus connected to the board side? Yes, it is, Thorpe. It does get power, and the wires for the high and low are connected. It has power, it has high-low. Let me tuck this in for a minute. Let me make sure that it is in the actual CAN port. Tip this back over. And yes, it says CAN right next to it. I have CAN high, CAN low wires. They are plugged directly into the board. And then the CAN power wires are right here. And let's see. I mean, I obviously have power and ground going. And they are on the actual power. They are piggybacked onto the power on the main board. So they are piggybacked on there. So yes, positive is going to positive, ground is going into the ground port. So yes, need to make sure that the CAN high and low are connected right. Yes, that's my fear. Let me see if I can fish this up. So CAN low on the main board is, let me go back to, now I need to go back to the frickin' one I just closed. History. Bam. All right. All right. So Big Tree Tech, CAN low is going to be to the left, high is going to be to the right. The way I have the board oriented, low is to the left, high is to the right. Now let's feel this out to the top here. Let's see. Okay. This one is my CAN low. Okay, low comes out and goes to the left side of the plug. Actually, it would be the right side of the plug when I'm looking at it, but I'm looking from behind. It's on the right side. Let's go back to toolhead board, scroll up. So when it plugs into the board, low would be on that side. Yes, low is going to the right. Let's see here. If I put it this way, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It looks like so CAN high with the board facing this way. Okay, let me make sure I didn't flip-flop a wire in my hand here. Okay. He got the wires backwards. I bet you I had this shit right. I will bet you I had this shit right. He's got the damn wires backwards. Because CAN low is going into the high. CAN high is going into the low. So that's not going to work. Change the JST. Yeah. And I'm going to take, he's got, on the JST side, he's got these little CAN H and CAN L on here. And yeah, so All right. So we'll take these out and we'll flip flop a little bit. So let's flip flop these on here. Let's grab our little adjuster. Bear with me. I know it's boring right now. It's never fun to watch somebody try to depin a JST connector. Come on. If I had more JSTs, I'd just cut the damn thing off and just recrimp it, but I do not. So I have to depin it and repin, depin and repin. Come on. Why is this thing holding on so well? There we go. All right. Got one out. And got the other one out. All right, got them out. Yes, Thorpe, it's definitely turned off. Wake me up when you got it changed. All right, Thorpe, give me like 2 seconds. We're going to take the high off of this one and put the low on this one now. So we're going to take the low off of this one. I just want to make sure that they're labeled properly. Let's take it off of one, put it on the other. So low is now low. High should now be high, and I'll double check myself. So Thorpe, take your nap still. Okay, so this one should be low. And according to the plug, low should hit on the right side of the clip. So we grab this one here, and we plug it into the top of the board. So I'm going to restart this thing, pull the jumper, restart it. We have it flash, so it should work. But let's see here. Low. Yep, that is low. As low as it can go. And then, let's go back and look at the board. And make sure that, again, whoops, dropped it. I need it. Can't lose it. But there we go. So then the CAN port, again, is right there. And we put, all right, we plug this in like so. We're going to have low on the left. Hey, Gary. How's Gary T? And then that one's on the right. There we go. Now let's get these plugged back in. There we go. That is connected back up. Now let's go ahead and unplug this, pull the jumper off, plug this back in. Of course, restart the printer, because, you know, it's the proper way to do it. Okay. We'll leave this lay like so for now. There we go. All right. Let's go back in here and reconnect everything and, you know, do all that fun stuff. Awesome of me to shout out JC. Hey, not a problem, man. Yeah, like I said, JC's a young kid learning, and it's only gotta help where I can, you know. Yeah, it would be reset. Yeah, Thorpe. Yeah, CD space tilde enter ls space USB ls USB enter. It's not going to show up in ls USB. We got to do the other thing. That's right. Let's go back here now. Scroll all the way back down to the bottom. And we got to run this guy again. We already did all that fun stuff, so let's see. Hey, there's one that says catapult on it. Look at that. Helps when you got your shit talking in the right direction. Can't put your high to your high and your low to your low without putting your high to your high and your low to your low. There we go. Query is complete. All right, Thorpe, we're on to the next step. It's right there. See? Application catapult. Query complete. It wasn't there before, and it is there now. So now it's time to go on to the installing Clipper. All right. Scroll past all this. We can skip this. Install Clipper. Now we got a CD into the Clipper folder. CD space tilde slash Clipper. Make menu config nifty. All right, now we need to go back here to the CAN bus board and scroll down to the Clipper config. We'll scroll that to the bottom of the screen so we know we got that right. There we go. Extra low level, STM32. We need to change our processor to the STM G0B1, got that. 8-bit, and change our crystal to 8 megahertz. And then our communication, we need to change this to just straight CAN bus, PB0, 1, and 2, CAN bus, PB0, 1, and 2. Communication will be set to 1 million, and that's it. Now we hit Q to quit. Yes. And then we hit make clean and make. Now we'll go back here, make menu config. We did that part. Make clean. We did that. We did make. Now it's compiling. Using catapult to flash Clipper. Then we need to stop the Clipper service again, so we'll copy that. Go back here, wait for this to finish. When all's said and done, we should have a talking CAN device. Should. And then, like I said, we'll pick up tomorrow once we know that's working, or tomorrow or the next stream, whenever that'll be. I don't know exactly. I gotta look at my phone and make sure the missus didn't respond to anything and I didn't miss her because I'm bad at that and she gets mad at me. Okay. Just had to respond to the missus, guys. Always got to respond to the message. Missus. Throw me DM on Discord when you get on tomorrow. Will do, Thorpe. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow, but if I do, I will let you know. If not, then maybe Saturday evening I might stream for a little bit. But I'm kind of getting excited. I want this thing to be moving and doing stuff, and I want to see this little thing printing, and then I want to get all the panels put on it when we're done, and I want to see... I am noticing the bearing rides out pretty high, so we'll have to put the foam strip on here to elevate it out, because the bearing rides just a little bit past. But, all right, that part is done. Now we can go ahead and stop the clipper service, and then copy the command here, go back here, right click, and flash tool. And here we go. We're flashing over CAN. Done. Query complete. It says it's complete. Application catapult. I did see that. Now, see, we are running. Here we go. And now we got to put in our UUID. So we copy this. It says you're running. Use the UUID you've retrieved from the above query. And we want to pull the catapult UUID. So let's go back here, paste it in, and then grab this UUID right here. Oh, first, let's click here. Let's take out the your UUID, highlight the catapult UUID, right click and paste that in, and enter. Resetting all bootloaders. It is doing its thing. And flash successful. All right. So it flashed it. Once the flash has been completed, which it is, now we're going to go ahead and query this bad boy. Flash script query. Nodes both say Clipper. Yes. All right. There we go. Application Clipper instead of application catapult. There we go. Stop. We don't need to. We already did that. Clipper is now installed. You can now run Clipper CAN bus query and retrieve the CAN bus UUID for your toolhead board. So we just copy this, come back here, right click, enter, which we don't have to because it's right there, but there we go. Found two. Yeah. The UUID is MCU, so we got to do the same thing again where we got to do the CAN bus UUID and then put in the one that is missing and then restart the Clipper service. So should be the last one on the list. If we go here to mainsail, retry, and then go look at our printer config, come down here, and there's that one. And then we go ahead and hit enter and type CAN bus underscore UUID, boom, space. And then we want the one that is not 94C. I should probably do this. Let's do MCU, whoops, MCU CAN bus, whoops, CAN bus. And then we'll put the one for toolhead so we know. So yeah, we want this one right here. Come here, right click and paste, space, pound, tool, head, CAN bus. There we go. It needs a separate MCU for tool head. Oh, so we have to do a separate MCU for the tool head? Cannot be in the same MCU. So we have to do enter, enter, MCU, whoops, MCU, just call this one toolhead or TB or what? Well, it probably tells me what to do in here, doesn't it? If I go back and read the stinking thing. I didn't restart it anyway. So let's go here, final steps. Update your config. Dedicate CAN adapter, USB to CAN bridge. There we go. Yeah, it just says MCU. If you're running the USB CAN bridge, we're not. I mean, we are, but we're not, right? Ah, here we go. EBB CAN. There it is, toolhead. So MCU EBB CAN. So let's do MCU EBB CAN. Come back here. Nope. Go here. Go here. And then MCU space. Did they do capitals in that, or do they have all lowercase? I'm being stupid here because it is capitals. Okay, EBB can. We'll just type it like they have it. EBB can. You need to add the config for EBB can. Yep, we will do that, good sir. I think it's already in there, but if not, I'll add it in. Close this, come back here. MCU, EBB can. There, you know what? When in doubt, just copy the shit. Then you know, even though you see it and you think something looks different, it's not. See? There we go. I'm still leaving my comment in here just so that I have them. All right, and then we need to add in the include. Did he at least type it out in here? No. All right. Best first step is to look for a sample config from the manufacturer. Links down below. So let's go ahead and click on the links. And we already have this up right here. Sample config is right here. Let's go ahead and we have the EBB36. That's hardware and that. So let's go back. Here we go. We have the sample Big Tree Tech EBB CAN bus v1.2. So let's download this real quick, or copy this, or download it, or raw dog it. No, just kidding. Download. Save it right to the desktop. I'm actually going to take, I'm going to take the sample out of it. I'm renaming it. I don't give a shit. Science Sniper, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and save this. And then let's go back here. Let's add in the include for it so I can freak out on startup. So include space. And then what the hell did I just have that thing named as? Let's view it in the folder. Next to all my porn, right, Thorpe? We all know nobody looks at porn anymore. Copy. Close that. Control V, paste that in there. Save and restart. And then go to upload file. Snag it off the desktop. Boom. Open. There it goes. That's up there now. Let's click here. Go back to dashboard. Oh, we forgot to restart it too. Stupid ass. Oh, Dan's a dum-dum. He forgot to hit restart. Forgot to restart the Clipper service because we didn't reboot this time. So there we go. I read the articles. Stephen Machado, nice to see you lurking around in here, man. Hope you're doing well. All right, now if we come back here, look at that. Sense resistor, TFT extruder must be specified. So we have, look, we're getting somewhere because we're seeing stuff that we weren't seeing before. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, guys. Is that okay? You guys can still see that, I hope. I just need a little more space to read. There we go. So the sense resistor in section TFT must be specified. Let's go to machine. That's going to be under the CAN bus. And then here is where we need to get the EBB CAN. Well, actually, the EBB CAN is right here. We just need to change the UUID and we should be okay. Because I know it's in the other part. We don't need it in there if we can just take it from here. We just need to go get that real quick, which again, we can just get from right here and it should still be saved. So let's click here, right click, paste. No, we grabbed the wrong part still. Whoopsie. Okay, highlight this guy, come back here, highlight this area, face, There we go. So comment that out, uncomment this, save and restart. We can delete the can boot file because that's obviously not important anymore. Because that was the bin file when I was playing around when I thought I knew what the hell I was doing before I started reading the log. Remove those lines. I'm not removing them. I'm going down here. I'm going to take them out of the printer config and leave them over there. Highlight this. Control Shift, you know, was it Control Alt? No. There it is. It's just Control question mark. Comments out multiple fields at one time. So we'll just comment it out here, save and restart. Go back to the dashboard. Let's see what it does. Yep, still telling me the sense underscore resistor in TMC must be specified. Machine, CAN bus. Now, in extruder, sense, it says sense resistor, but it doesn't have a section extruder unless, oh, wait. An extruder. Oh, you know what? I'm betting you in the printer config, it has the stuff in there for the extruder. So let's go in here. Let's scroll down. There's X1, 2, M1. I don't know why it says M2 is Y. Am I being stupid? Just move along. There we go. Z. Z, Z, Z. Okay, extruder. Pull up resistor. See, so the extruder stuff we can get rid of because the extruder stuff doesn't exist anymore here. It's now all on the board. Nozzle, none of this is important here. However, ZZZ XY. Okay. Yeah. So there is no stepper for the extruder. So yeah, we can just basically comment out all of this. Control question mark. There we go. Save and restart. Go back to dashboard and see what the new error message is. Sense resistor in section TMC 2209 extruder. So we need to go to TMC 2209 extruder. So we need to go back in here. It's probably in here. And then extruder. There we go. There is no sense resistor in there. So we need to put a sensor in there. Thought you was doing this part a different day. Hey Thorpe, we're still on a roll. We're still kind of going, man. So I need to add the sense underscore resistor. Did it say resistor, right? What is the sense resistor supposed to be for this? Anybody know off the top of their head? For a 2209 EBB? TMC 2209 extruder, boom, enter, Control V. .100. Okay. Thank you, Thorpe. And let's see what we get now for the next error. Option serial is not valid in section MCU. Okay, machine. Printer config. Oh, shit. I'm an idiot. Nope, that needs to be there, right? Or does it need to be something else? Kenneth, yes, I am. Thorpe. It says the serial is not a valid thing. So I get rid of serial and just leave the can under the CAN bus, right? We just get rid of this. So if I comment this part out, will it freak out? Delete it. All right, well, we're commenting it out. I don't delete anything. I've learned if you can comment it out, go back and clean it up after you know it works. So for right now, we'll comment it out, save and restart. Go back to dashboard. Let's see what the new error message is. All right, error unsupported operand. Now we're back to these things where it says types for slash. You got float and non-type. Types for So do I have, what does this mean? Where is this at? Is it probably in my printer config, because the CAN bus one wasn't here before and it was doing this before we did everything else. So internal error during connect. Anybody know what that means? Yep, Kenneth, that's the problem. I sat down again. I got up, I walked around, I sat down. I don't have to pee right now at the moment. It could change any second now because I talked about it. So now I have to, I'm sure. Let's go look. I'm going to copy this part real quick. I'm going to go back into machine. I'm going to go back into the printer config. And I'm going to do a control F. And I'm going to paste that in with a control V. And we're going to hit next and see. It does not exist anywhere in there like that. So it's not that. Yeah, that. We're going to shake. Macros, sensorless. All right. Since we know this part is no longer needed here, I'm just going to delete. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not messing with nothing right now. Right now, I need to figure out what the hell that means. G-code arcs. I see some things I need to clean up later. Bed heater, generic, 120. Fan controls. Idle timeout. Bed mesh. Z-tilt. Cartographer. I wonder if we're not using the cartographer at the moment. So let's comment out all of the cartographer stuff. Resistance test. Z-safe homing. Should be able to leave Z-safe homing. Does he have all the jumpers set right from the drivers for the board? I don't know, Thorpe. I will double check. But for right now, just for giggles, I'm gonna comment out all of the cartographer stuff because it's currently not hooked up. So that may be part of it, is it's looking for a cartographer that doesn't exist. Unknown config cartographer. Oh, shit. Let's go here. Let's go to printer. And then F cartographer. Find next. Yes, because it's next, next, next. Okay, that's not in there. Sensorless. I shouldn't have done that. That's what I'm thinking. Thinking I shouldn't have commented out all the cartographer stuff. Just leave that error, those errors there. I'll double check the jumpers here in a second. I do believe it's 2244s or 2240s is what the steppers currently are. Person of Z needs cartographer. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go back now and everything that I just did, I need to undid. So let's just do this. There. Put it all back. Leave it alone. Just leave that alone. Save and restart. Go back here. So Can I plug it in? I don't know if I have the cable for it. I got to look around. Let me dig through this box real quick. Since you're really helping me get to bed, Thorpe, let's move this printer. It'll be leaving tomorrow. That'll be one more gone. Let's see. Here's my Dremel. See, here's the tool head that he wanted to use. It's already ready to go, really. I mean, it just doesn't have the I could put this one on there. It just involves me taking off mine and then putting this in there. The only problem is this one doesn't have the it's got the cable mount on the back here to run the wires through, and not to mount the EBB to it. So I'd have to take that off and mount the EBB on here. Yeah. I mean, it has the holes for it, but the way it's set up, it's almost like it needs to go the other way. But it has the holes. Otherwise, you mount it off at a bit of an angle. So I'll have to do something for that. Anyway, there's that. Let's see if we can find the cartographer cable in here. Hey, another 90-degree USB with flimsy floppy cable. That is a really long cable. Couple of build plates. Some green wire. Loom. Gear. Big Tree Tech box with a small cable, but this looks like it's for the this is not for the cartographer, because the cartographer is just a standard 4-pin. So that's definitely not for it. This is a bamboo fan. That's right. It's a fan for a bamboo. I have this long motor cable. It's a 4-pin on one side and nothing on the other. I would have to cut it down. Wonder if this will fit on that plug. Let's see. Does this fit in this plug? No. Wait. No, it doesn't. There is not. It's a different type of plug. Why do I have a feeling it says he gave me everything but the cartographer wire? It's got the board on it. Woo! Let me look at all this crap over here real quick and see if I have some random small wire that might work. No wires in there. There's a board, but no wires. Here's a random box. What's in this? Not cartographer wire. Uh-oh. Something to do with the thermistors not being plugged in, possibly. Well, I can plug the thermistor in. The thermistor is here. The thermistor, the motor, all that fun stuff is here. I can plug them in. I just need to know what plugs in where. So let me go back to that EBB board. All right. So this is the EBB. Click here. Firmware CAN bus bin. I don't need that. I do need, however, 36. User manual. And let's scroll down to more pages, of course. All right. That's the basic dimensions. There we go. All right. Fan 1, fan 2, hot end plugs in here. And then PT1000 plugs in here. Or, yeah. Hold on. There we go. That one doesn't actually have the dip switches on it. That's weird. USB jumper. PT1000. I have a 2-pin. Okay. Thermistor will connect to the center 2 pins, huh? But I don't have that jumper on mine, so that is definitely not going to be it for me. More pages. That's the BL Touch, so that's where the cartographer will plug in. Ground, 5 volt. Yeah. Filament run out. I don't need filament run out. RGB, I don't need to worry about. However, I am just the right freaking, yeah, 1.1 and 1.2. So, yeah. However, CAN bus is wired. Thermistor is going to plug in. Fans 1 and 2, so we'll have to run 2 fans off of 1. Okay, there we go. Thermistor, or yeah. Hot end 0 is there. I'm confused by this layout because you've got 3 pins here and 2 pins here. So hot end goes here. Oh, that's right now. Hot end connects here. So yeah, it's going to be these 2 right here. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Thorpe. I've been doing this too long now. I'm losing my mind. Let's see here. What is this? Okay, so these 2 plug in right here. The hot end, I'm going to have to make a little adapter for because it actually has 2 screws. So I'll have to cut that and screw those in there. And then our motor, not that we need it, but we'll plug in the motor. There. The fans and all that fun jazz we'll mess with later, but at least we now have the thermistor. Reboot firmware. Let's see what happens. Nope, still getting the unsupported. What is this? Stack Overflow. GitHub, unsupported, type, close 7, task, internal error, unsupported. I'll have to look in the, we'll have to look in the log. I think we're going to call it though for the night. Because I really have to pee now and I'm really tired. So I will join the park cooling fans together and the hot end fan together and get those on there. We'll have to snip these. I'm going to probably, yeah, I'll just cut these wires and screw them in. So, holy crap. I have been out here for too long, guys. The 4 hour and 5 minute long print is now done. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. So, yeah, I finished my daughter's little thing and streamed the entire time I was working on that. My wife's printer, or my wife's vase, is about 81%. So yeah, I need to get to bed. Plus my mic needs to charge up overnight, because if we start this tomorrow, we may have another one. Thank God. Yeah, we're done for the night, guys. We're done. So let me come back to the main screen. Thank you guys for hanging out. This poor little fella is going to spend the night. I'm going to power it down, let it sleep for the evening. And then we'll come back to this tomorrow or Saturday. I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. We're going to have to figure out a wire for the cartographer, and then I have to figure out how to wire the cartographer to the EBB36. I'm sure on the cartographer's install stuff, there'll be something about that. So we'll be able to do that too. Then we got to trim down or clip down these wires and make everything fit better. I have to print the spacers and get the little board to connect the EBB to the back of this. So yeah, that being said, guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. It's my usual stay out trouble, stay out jail, happy 3D printing, all the fun things. Actually, stay out trouble, stay out jail, happy 3D printing. Thank you for coming along on this journey. And remember that what was I gonna say? I'm too tired. Crap. I said it the other day and it came out real good. It was like, stay out trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing. And remember, an old printer is better than no printer. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So, yeah. Bye, guys. See you in the next one.